Welcome to Halftime Heroes with the latest sports news from around the Mornington Peninsula. With Adam Kelly, Peter Susovich, Neil Craig, Lee McQuillan, Luke Harris and Chris Gamble. Take it away, Adam.
G'day, sports fans, and welcome to the Halftime Heroes. We are back in Suss's garage, and what a fantastic garage it is. Thank you to the Susovich family for having us each and every week. And, of course, Suss, the master button pusher. And a special big thanks to Barbs, who looks after us catering-wise. It was a Pride theme this time around, and we absolutely just gobbled it up. It was amazing, fantastic. A huge round of football in both Division 1 and 2. With some very, very interesting results that we'll go into. Gammers loves that word. My favourite word is interesting, and wasn't their game absolutely interesting against Frankston Bombers, of course, in Div 2 that we'll get to into the Div 2 football show. Huge coach's corner with the Commish coming up with a senior assistant coach, Kane Eagles of Rye Football Netball Club. So we're stoked to have someone from Rye. I'll go easy on them now because Kane will be joining the Halftime Heroes for the coach's corner with the Commish. Beautiful segue. Hello to you, Commish.
Hello, Adam. How are you?
Oh, mate, I'm absolutely up and about tonight.
It's been a little bit. We've been 45 minutes trying to get going.
I know.
Now that Luke's sort of settled down, we can
just
roll.
Took the hot dogs out of my mouth.
And, this man here. Hello to you, Spook. It's always fantastic when you're in Suss's garage.
Hello, Adam. How are you, mate?
Oh, mate,
Boys,
tip-top. Thanks very much. And Gammers, late arrival, mate. You, I think it was just because you wanted to get the St Kilda Football Club into the chat group again.
Yeah, sorry about that, boys. Busy day, but glad to make it. I think I said 6:30. I got here about 6:14.
Yeah, you did well, mate.
Actually early.
Yeah, you are.
No.
You go and have something to eat if you want. No, you should.
I will.
And hello to you, Suss.
Hey, boys, how we going?
Oh,
Good, yeah. Just
very
calm the farm.
Simmer down. No.
He just takes. With Luke, it just takes about 30 minutes just to settle down, doesn't he? He
So
comes to the
excited.
mounting yard and he rears up and throws the jockey off and they just go, come on.
We get excited, don't we? We only see each other once a week.
Well, boys, I don't know about you, but I'm still trying to work out. We got earlier on in the week, we got sent, and we will share this to Facebook and Instagram. But Gammers, did you? I'm still trying to work it out. Spook sent a video saying that he's still got it. He was in a factory and kicked a football. I'm still trying to work out what he's...
Lace out dead straight. It was like a traceable.
So that's what you've still got.
Still got it.
You can still kick a football straight.
Still haven't missed the target of my career.
What was the
you
target?
still got the footy.
I was looking out for the mattresses on the side of the wall.
Just get a bit of craft work in while we're getting the warehouse ready down there at Turf Care Australia.
Oh, is that where you were? Just at work, kicking the pill?
Yeah, getting the warehouse shipped off.
It's
Very
hard to get anything out of Turf Care Australia.
Gammers, do you want to talk about the headwear for?
It's okay.
It's direct from St Andrews.
Who styled you tonight?
I just
Clearly
did
not
myself.
Ricky.
Lost. Well, I actually couldn't
Palmer.
locate my Mt
Well,
Eliza.
just most other people wear their beanie and they cover this little bit. But you've just decided.
No, I know. He's got inspiration from One Direction.
It actually suits you.
It actually
don't know
does.
how.
The Silver
It's
Fox.
just
I know.
so good looking.
Very handsome.
And how's everyone's week's been? Good?
Fantastic, mate.
Yeah.
Great week.
Yep.
Celebrating Pride round after the weekend. The MPFNL was great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very, very important round.
Absolutely.
It
Now,
actually wasn't mentioned. I'm not sure about your game, but it wasn't mentioned down at Mt Eliza versus Idias at all.
I was lucky enough to go to 2 matches on the weekend, 3 games of football, saw Rye Chelsea reserves, and then saw half of the Rye Chelsea seniors, and then drove across to Rosebud and saw a fantastic ending to a really good game of football, being Rosebud and Pines.
Yeah.
Nada. Not a single thing mentioned about Pride Round, and that's okay.
Yeah,
It's up to the discretion of the clubs, I would have thought, to engage in Pride Round, but also, too, I want to make absolute special mention, too, to the Frankston Bombers Football Netball Club. They took the opportunity to make it all about it's okay to not be okay. So I think, although both, I think, need to be presented, being Pride Round and a mental health round, and there were some comments on earlier in the week that I made and I stand by. So I just want to correct some halftime heroes family that I didn't, in fact, and I've gone back and had a listen, and I didn't, in fact, say that it needs to be replaced. I said that if we can have a pride round, I think it's important that we can also have a mental health round.
No,
and
that, 18 rounds, we can fit them all.
That is the point that I'm making. So, and I'm me. I'm Adam Kelly, obviously, and I'm allowed to have an opinion, Gammers, at the end of the day.
Absolutely. And as a side note, being at the Baxter Park at Greg Beck, the Frankston Bombers did a great job with the It's Okay Not to Be Okay day. We had little tattoos and best on ground medals, and there was cups for the A grade and senior football, which was it was really well done.
Yeah.
I hadn't coached against Frankston Bombers, but they're a well organised club, and you can see why they're near the top of the table.
Are they having that day because why, Luke? There was an incident quite a few years ago now.
Yeah, there's been a few incidents over the years, and they've been a big part of that day for a while. They do a good job, Frank.
Ben Looker,
They lost one of their players a few years ago.
So Somerville, Frankston and Somerville actually played the first It's Okay Not to Be Okay game in 2017. And
Correct.
This was
That was
the
following
first time in a long time that it had been played for.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
it was a celebration, huge crowd, and
There was Benny.
done
Benny.
really, really well.
Yeah, brilliant. That's brilliant.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So if the league, AFL Vic, AFL head office, and all the grassroots want to take a look at what Frankston Bombers did on the weekend, then I suggest you do so, because also not just making it about mental health, but also getting behind it's okay to not be okay is pretty special as well, because that is worldwide now. It started out of the humble home of Ben's family, his sister and his partner and mum and dad, and it's a pretty bloody good story. And they just get it. They get it right every time they present themselves. It's quite amazing.
Yeah, I'd love to see a family around to celebrate mums and dads and kids too, because that's a relatively important part of community. So how about you fucking do that as well?
And maybe heterosexual
celebrate families
round.
and community as well.
I think there's some things I think that need to be done and made a little bit different. But anyway, that's it.
Very good.
We've addressed it. I suppose
where's the hat, Commish, too, by the way? Don't wear the Mt Eliza hat when you lose, or?
Well, I couldn't find it. I couldn't locate it.
Yeah. Might be under Ricky's pillow.
It's on the roof. It's like,
I'm sure you'll find it after a win.
Yeah.
If they win another one.
See, we still wear our colours regardless of the win or loss. We're still supporting our boys.
Yeah, well done. Yeah.
It's a bit chilly in the garage.
Yeah, fair
enough.
What about the heater?
Exactly.
No, I'm just saying.
It's a bit far away, though.
You don't own it.
It's a long way.
It's a little bit far away.
I thought we left it on from 2 years ago, so
It was.
And is the middle element? Can you do something about the middle?
Yep.
how fucking far away is it?
Oh, that's
Might as well have left my heater on and fucking
Oh,
grab
the
it.
middle element's not on.
Let's have a whinging.
Got him. I reckon we should take a break after this. It's been a fantastic start to what's going to be an amazing episode of the Halftime Heroes. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with the Div 1 Footy Show. You're listening and watching the Halftime Heroes.
Nestled on the beautiful Mornington Peninsula, Sharmac Lodge offers a peaceful 6-bedroom retreat in Rye for short-term stays for adults of all ages living with disability or illness. Overnight or day stays are available 7 days a week with tailored care provided around the clock. Guests can also participate in daily activities on the peninsula, making it a perfect getaway. Rest easy knowing your loved one's care is personalised to their needs. Finally, a short-term respite solution that brings peace of mind and can be funded under your home care package or NDIS funding. Book a tour today with the welcoming team at Sharmac Lodge. Visit aftercare.com.au or search Sharmac Lodge today. Let their family help your family.
Welcome back to the Halftime Heroes. I'm telling you what, it's going to be a bit. Hopefully we last an hour and 20 minutes, because I don't know how we're going to go. Let's jump straight into what was around which was Pride round in, it was round 11. It was played out on Saturday, the 28th of June. And this is all thanks to the marvellous crew at Frankston, Mornington and Rosebud Toyota. Thanks for joining the Halftime Heroes. There are some amazing, end of financial year.
Oh, yeah. Well, it is, Sal.
EFS.
EFS.
You're a businessman. I'm glad
Anyway,
you.
I hope it ends today.
I'm glad
So
you
I hope
don't
all
do
the
the
tradies
box.
got in and
Absolutely
got their
got their
Hilux.
Hiluxes.
We're giving love to all the sponsors today.
All the sponsors. Well, Solar Heart.
Yeah.
That's a new year.
Jeez, that
No,
is
we're just giving them some love. They haven't been copying some love lately, so we've been giving them some love.
Right.
Well, if you put solar on my roof, I'll give you as much love as you want during this Pride round.
Yep,
As
beautiful.
much. Let's go straight into the first game, Pride round. Round 11 played out on 28th of Saturday. It was Mornington taking on Dramana at Dramana Recreation Reserve. And boy, oh boy, wow, we, Commish.
If you just shot down to earth on a spaceship
12
and jumped out and saw this, you think, geez,
12, 14,
Dramana are
86, played 4, 11, 35, Spook. What did you make of this one just very quickly?
What a great effort. It's a great coaching performance from
Huge.
the boys. And obviously, that's a very young group at Mornington. And to take care of Dramana like that, it's probably as good as they've had in a fair few years. I reckon. Probably since the granny, I'd reckon.
Yep.
To be honest,
It's
that's
been
a
building
massive.
work,
Yeah,
that
they've
result's
improved.
been building.
The policy's been working.
The
Yeah,
policy
it's going well.
has been working, and the question was asked a couple of weeks, or it's probably a month ago now. Are we doing the right thing? And the administration said no. Keep on the course because it's gonna play out. And well, I reckon the proof's in the pudding. Billy Gertz, Sam Gertz, Jack Fowler, Daniel Gertz, and Ben Tuvey in the best. So if they're firing and to still get up and take the chocolates, Todd.
There's a name. There's a good bloody name.
Absolutely, Todd
Yeah.
Van der Haar, Charlie Bell, Kai Owens, Matthew Kane and Angus Grant were named in the best for Mornington. The next game to take place during Pride round 11, it was Frankston YCW hosting Red Hill Football Netball Club. Frankston YC too strong in the end, 9-15.
Too strong in the end.
In the end.
In the end
only. That's right.
Red Hill were giving it to them.
9-15-69 going, taking the chocolates there by 20 points, 7-7-49 in the best for Frankston YC. It was Billy McCormack, Lachlan Bryce, Matt Hill, McKenna Hura, and Brenton Lambert for Red Hill. What
are the scores? Just have a look at the...
Yeah,
look at that half-time score. You're thinking, whoa.
Even three-quarter time.
Jamie, the three times.
4-13, though. They've kicked a lot of points.
Yeah, they have, but you're still in front.
Your mate Jamie had them up and about, don't you?
Yeah,
so
no,
5-5, 35 at half-time.
Very short game from Red Hill, and they were doing it all, but YCW busted them open in the last quarter.
Yeah.
Charlie Robinson, K, Michael Gresham, just every week.
Dominating.
Oscar dominating is Oscar
he
Lewis.
He hasn't had a good year this year, boys, to be honest. His year this year is not what it was last year.
Yeah.
He's injured early. He wasn't in the best the first 5-6 weeks.
Yeah, no, he wasn't.
Since
That's
his
true.
form's improved, it's amazing how Red Hill are in the
That's
game a
right.
bit more.
Lockie Hodder and Noah Turner. The next game to be played out during this Pride round, round 11, it was Mt Eliza taking on Edithvale.
Yes,
Here we
so
go,
I
Commish.
actually watched this one live. And,
You went?
Oh, shit.
Jeez, did they roll out the red carpet?
Well, no, they didn't.
That's a
no,
shit
they
loss,
never
Neil.
do, by the way.
That's a shit loss.
And we sort of had them midway through the third quarter, and big Alex Brown in the duck was out. Carey didn't play; he's injured, and it was a bad one to miss because we had Lockie Williams had to go. Lockie Williams was rucking in the finish, Luke. So
Wow,
it was they're big boys. Alex Brown's a big boy. Dan Harrison, Lopo up forward in the first half was dynamic. He was in everything.
who played on him?
Quite a few. There was a few.
Do you know who was very, very good on the weekend?
Who?
Nick Strickland.
It was the Nick Strickland. It was him. He has gone to right.
Yeah,
From
I
Eliza.
watched
That's
him.
what
And he's mate. He
Yeah.
makes
So,
the
but
difference
they
down there.
were, they were very well coached, and they kicked it around Mt Eliza and made the ground as big as they could.
Yep.
And there was about a 10-minute patch there where the boys got going, Mt Eliza, and actually hit the lead. But then Red Hill defensively, Edie defensively were fantastic and controlled the game
That's
for a certain.
win.
Yeah.
They're a big, thick, strong team, EDS,
Oh,
aren't they?
they're God.
They're
They've
big.
got some big boys.
Yeah, Div 1 ready.
They are
That's
Div
it.
1 ready, mate. They Div 1 bodies are ready to go.
For Mt Eliza, it was Tommy Freeman, Fletcher Bain, Harry Langford, Ruben Hansen, and Finn Bain. And for Edithvale Aspendale, it was Zach Weller, Charlie Martello, Kurt Lopo. He hasn't been named in the best recently. Jack Dixon and Jordan Gallucci.
Are we willing to put a line through Mt Eliza as a premiership threat yet? Or? No, I'm not. But is anyone ready to say they can't win it, Neil?
It's going to be tough.
They're not in the
tough
form.
where
You've
they're
got to
sitting,
turn around form.
They're sitting
from here.
fifth, I think.
Fifth, yes.
So it's absolutely.
Are they going well enough? Though?
No, probably not.
Yeah.
In all honesty,
You've watched them live.
They're not going well enough.
The next game to play out was Sorrento taking on Langwarrin Football Netball Club down at Dave McFarlane Reserve 2, and it was 17-9, 111 against Langwarrin, 8-10-58. Where have Langwarrin gone? 53 points. That's an absolute...
That's stuck in the decompression chamber.
Yeah.
That can happen down at Sorrento, boy. Like, I know that seems like a bad loss, but they are at times very hard to beat at home. They get their big crowd there. They get their rich people on the piss, and they start spraying blokes. It's a rough joint to rock up down there sometimes. Look at the names on that list. Jeez, they can find some players, Sorrento.
They're hard to pick a form line, though, Sorrento, aren't they? Really hard to pick a form line.
So are Langy.
So are Langy. They had such a great win the week before.
I'm not potting them by any stretch because I have had a crack at them early in the year, but they're third on the ladder with 95.2%.
Those wins early.
I've said it a few times. Yeah. Percentage is a big factor with our top three teams, and you've got Rosebud on 151, Frankston 134, and then it drops to 95.2 for Langwarrin and 98.9 for EDS. Yeah. So I think that answers your question about Mt Eliza. They are still a threat because their percentage is higher than both those teams, but it's just whether they can get back to compete with those top
enough W's.
If Langwarrin make the finals compared to the Mt Eliza or Dramana, I think Mt Eliza and Dramana would make more impact in the finals than Langwarrin will, to be honest. I think if Langwarrin make a great effort, hats off to them, but I don't think they're going to challenge Rosebud and YC. Whereas you wouldn't want to play, you will not want to play Mt Eliza if they sneak into fourth or fifth.
Correct.
For fuck's sake.
Absolutely. Here we go.
Yeah.
The best for Sorrento was Ryan Clark, Tom Cameron, Dylan Clark, Charlie Stokes, old Chuckles again making it on the best. He's having a good year. He's having a good year, Chuckles. And thank you, Sus. I was going to allude you to that. And Shannon Gladman. And for Langwarrin, it was Bryce Rutherford, Hayden Golby, Josh Smith, Ben Hopkins, and Jaden Jabenko. Now, boys, if I can just seriously, just for a second, we spoke about mental health at the top of the show, Sorrento Football Netball Club, they lost a clubman, a great clubman in Scott Hildeberg. So condolences to the Sorrento Football Netball Club, to Kirsty, to Scott's parents and everyone that knew Scott. He was the treasurer down there for a few years and then took presidency last year. Condolences to the club and to Scott's partner and family. It's no good. And, we talk about mental health around. If this isn't the news to set that off, I reckon then there's something very, very wrong. So we'll leave that there and we'll continue with the fun. It was the halftime heroes match of the round. I made it for the halftime for the third and fourth quarter, and boy, oh boy, did it stack up. It was unbelievable. It was tough. It was fast. It was congested. It was happening in the middle. Bo Hendry was running water. I'm sure he wanted to go and clip some as well because every time Guy got involved, there was Bo. Do you need a drink, Guy? It was unbelievable, boys. It was unreal. 4-5 minutes to go. Pines hit the front by 3, and then I don't know how Paddy does it because I just it just come down to discipline.
Did it?
Oh, so many. Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes your biggest strength, your biggest weakness.
I know because sometimes it works.
They play on the edge.
That's right.
Sometimes it rolls your way, and then sometimes the umpires get a hold of you. And
I know that we just had. Our amazing.
You're telling the story,
Russell Davidson. We just had Russell on, and I'm not blowing smoke in Russell's ass, although it is Pride round. It was very, very well officiated, Gammers, like that.
Oh, here we go. You blokes softball now, busy again.
It was
last week as well.
That game, I'm telling you, that game, Mitch White, so he got knocked out, was taken off late in the fourth, and it could have opened up, like it could have just gone berserk. And I think they did a very, very good job. Yep. Very good job indeed.
Well done.
In the best.
Have a thought for the umpires that are selected to to do that game.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Absolutely.
And find themselves in that scenario in a close game.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if I'd like to be in that.
But no. And mate, the abuse they were copping from both the Pines reserves over the peninsula end of the ground, and then it was the sort of Arthur Seat end of the ground was all the Rosebud reserves, and oh god, it was just on for young and old.
But you mentioned there was 10 minutes left, and three kicks and a 50-metre penalty cost Pines.
Absolutely
the match.
did. Yep, absolutely, no question about it.
It was a rough tackle, went to the ground, got taken off.
Yep.
Was Mitch White?
Mitch White, yep.
Mitch White. So I'm saying he'll be out for a concussion because that was a fairly heavy hit.
Yeah, he was on the ground for a while.
And then they gather around each other. And
no, it was. I think it was Callum. Sorry.
Yes.
My bad. It was Callum White. Sorry,
Callum
not
White.
Mitch.
Yep. So and then they kick the goal, and then incident happens again in the middle. Incident happens again on the half back. 50-metre penalties, bang, goal, and it's all over.
Yeah, absolutely. In the best for Rosebud, it was Campbell Hustwaite, Kirk Dixon. Kirk had a huge game. Reed Nance Cowan, Matthew Cumming, and Jake Carosella. Jake Carosella, very good as well. Good leader. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And for the Pines, it was Jonathan Holden, Luke Dalmo. Geez, he can play. Cameron Olden, Nicholas Braund, and Jared Gatt. We talk about this man each and every week too, and he was very good, but geez, he was up against it. The big Russell Gabriel, he just, he was doing his best. But when you had both the Camo twins there, and then Kuipers, it was unbelievable.
48-42 in favour of Pines hit-outs.
Yeah.
Wow. He's done the job, hasn't he?
Isn't that amazing?
He's done the job against three.
Jeez, exactly. Exactly. Well, that rounds out what was round 11. Boys, your takeaways, please, for round 11 in this Pride round.
Mornington.
Yeah.
Fantastic effort.
Yeah.
I mean, that's at Dramana as well.
Yep.
So, they've been building Mornington. And I think Dramana still have quite a few away on overseas trips. Like, I still haven't seen Rat's name on the team sheet for a few weeks, which makes a difference, and a couple of others. So, they're playing on 26 points, few out. But, great win for Mornington.
Yeah. Huge.
Yeah.
Commish?
I think Edie, after seeing them live, I mean, you got Vickery goalless, and they still get up and win. It's they look... You're right, Gammers. They are Div 1 ready, and they're going to take some stopping now.
Sus.
At three-quarter time, there could have been 3 results that went the other way. Yeah. That's what my takeaway is, that Redhill could have rolled YC.
It's very true.
Mount Eliza could have rolled EDFs.
Pines could have rolled Rosebud.
So the competition is that even. It's
it's good. Really is. I like that from you, Sus. And Spook Harris, senior coach of the Bayswater Football Netball Club.
In what is a very even year, and they, as normal, because YC just go through every year, they make finals, but no one really talks about it. And in a very even year, when everything, they just know how to win finals, I think they're a sneaky favourite to win it.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't mind that at all.
Rosebud are going great.
So experienced,
that's it. They just win in finals now, and it's a close year. They just know how to win.
Yeah. Yep.
So I think YC sneaky.
They love July and August.
Oh yeah. Gets a bit heavy, big wet, big bodies.
They come into the finals, don't they?
It's almost a generational recipe for them, isn't it? Because they just hand down that recipe every year. I don't mind that. Can you timestamp that, please? The generational recipe.
An amazing footy club. They really are. They are a great footy
club.
They are.
How did you even come up with that? That just come to your mind.
Just nuggets, all gold nuggets all the time, just every time.
Who's the president? Lou? Is it Lou?
Fantastic.
Good job.
Fantastic, boys. Let's jump straight into round 12. It's going to be played out this coming Saturday, the 5th of July, and it's nothing round. Let's call it a round of fun.
Yeah, just for football.
For football.
Let's just play footy.
Let's just get back to
footy
football.
For footy's sake.
Slater and Gordon.
The first game. What? The first game is Dramana Frankston YC. It's going to be a cracker, this game. Where are Dramana at? Are they going to bounce back? Frankston YC, are they just going to put another notch in the belt?
That's a very good question, Adam. When are these boys back, Gammers? Do we know?
No, I'm not sure.
How we're travelling?
I don't think they're back this week.
Right.
No.
And have to fly a long way around the airspace. It's going to take a while to get back.
This isn't the game it was probably
they'll be in quarantine
10 weeks ago, is it?
Yeah, no, that's right.
I think it's YC.
Or even this year for me.
YC favourites.
Oh, YC. Yeah, absolutely.
Are they favourites of the comp?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
It'll be I think it's pretty safe to say, unless Edie can cause a stir, it's heading for a Rosebud YC grand final.
That's a big granny too.
Yeah.
Big
That's
bodies.
the one we want
that.
to see.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
We want to see that. Yeah, YC win this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Sus.
agree.
RYC by plenty.
The next game to be played at Regents Park in Edith Vale, Aspendale's Edith Vale hosting Red Hill. It's
they're impressive.
Edith Vale. Yeah,
By
exactly.
plenty.
Yeah, by plenty.
Yeah, I disagree. I think Red Hill's form, they've been a lot more competitive the last month. They're coming off a big win, EDS. Your mate Jamie, I reckon it'll be. I think the EDS win, but I think it'll be a bit closer than what people think.
Yeah.
They're finding a bit of form, Red Hill.
They'll be training on the top over, won't they, this week?
Yeah.
Just to replicate.
Yeah. On the
They
chip.
probably will on the chip.
On the fucking chip.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I nearly decapitated myself, John, trying to jump that fence one time with juniors. Ran up the hill, went to jump, hit my foot on the fence, and just fucking flipped over and smashed me into the ground.
Well done for running up that hill, because that's like
it's a long way.
It's a long way and it's a big hill.
It is a good hill.
Completely
It's a
stacked
football
it.
ground.
Fucking shocking.
What is going on there?
Yeah, exactly. The next game is Pines taking on Lang Warren Football Netball Club.
Pines will be going back to the
mate.
round one tape of this and just rewinding and going, this happened to us and we're gonna get it back.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I reckon, Lang Warren, I'll be disappointed, Commish, but I reckon, I don't know.
A gnarly Pines at Pines. Whoa.
Yeah, Pine, and coming into July, just that month before finals, that's when I see Pines at their best.
But with Langy, it's a kind of game they pop up and win.
And
It
then-
wouldn't shock you at all.
No,
they should be winning.
It wouldn't shock you at all.
They should win.
I know. On looking at ladder position, but looks at Pines at Pines. You'd probably have them in front of Langy, wouldn't you?
Our coaches, Spook and Gammas, the following week, the 12th of July, is buy round for Div 1. What's the message to obviously, leave nothing in the tank and blah, 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 but that's what you're sort of saying at three-quarter time if it's a close game, aren't you? Or even if you're a few goals behind. It's like, hey, you're off next week, empty the tanks.
Well, both teams have to win this game for different reasons, don't they? Lang Warren can drop to fourth. Their percentage is a real worry. My question, going off track, is there anyone missing potentially for Pines from those indiscretions? Does anyone know? Like, were they
reportable?
Are they reportable incidents or?
I think the sling tackle on Callum will be looked at, but other than that, there was not much that I saw in the last half.
No, the jumper punch that might cop.
Yeah, right.
But
there was lots of them going on though.
Yeah.
Well, Pines are just going to empty the tank every week now, aren't they? They need to win probably. What have we got? 7 games left. They probably need to win 5 to make it, and they would see Lang Warren as very gettable.
Yeah,
I would say
it's one of the ones they'd be heading in.
Yeah, you would think so.
You come back to it, Gummers, 94% to 95%.
Yep.
So
there's not much in it.
Yeah.
The winner of this plays finals. If Lang Warren win this, they'll make finals. If they lose, they may miss. It's a bit. Well, look at the points.
That's crystal ball.
If Lang Warren win this, they will stay in the finals. It's that important in this game. And if Pines lose it, you can nearly kiss their season goodbye. They've got to get on a real roll. So it's a massive game. It'll be on for young and old.
2 weeks in a row, Rosebud playing at home, Olympic Park. They're hosting Mornington. Mornington are absolutely up and about. I think it's going to be a very good game, this one, Sus.
I think so. And it'll be up at the channel. Look, Rye are heavy favourites. But be interested to see how Mornington play. Sorry, Rosebud, sorry. Rosebud are heavy favourites. Be interesting to see how Mornington play on the big deck. And how much run they do, especially out wide.
Yeah. Is Grant available each week?
My understanding is yes.
Yeah, okay.
Hasn't been called up to Frankston yet. He was away 2 or 3 weeks ago from Frankston.
Yeah.
Hence he's coming back through. That's my understanding. He's coming back through Mornington.
Yeah.
It'd be great to see how Newey and Macca and Rico. I'll put Rico in there because he likes to jump on that. It'd be good to see how they structure up this week because they are a great coaching group, and they're obviously going to work on some teams. So they will take away some of the assets, no doubt. Whether they can get the job done, I don't know.
There's a lot of assets.
A lot.
Yeah.
You got to get a lot right to beat them.
Yeah, you do. You really
particularly
do.
down there at Big Ground.
Rosebud for meet home.
Yeah,
you'd have to.
Yeah.
With no confidence though. With no confidence. It's Mornington.
Really?
Oh, they're up and down. Oh shit. Yeah. Look at their list.
Big Guy Owens in some form of sus.
Well, they're
flying. A lot better form than last year.
That wouldn't surprise at all.
And will be an early tip for Bog on the season, I think. Kai Owens.
Yep. On the season.
Yeah.
Well, he's not beating Gertz. No way.
Well, we'll see.
Rosebud by 60.
Yeah, right.
Oh, Struve.
That's a
Can I go hot dog back?
Wow.
No respect for Mac from Gatmas. Wow, here, fuck him.
I look at the performance against Dramana, and I look at some of the players that have done quite well. I don't think they're doing that well against Rosebud.
No,
That's
okay.
That's just
Fair,
how I
yep,
see it,
absolutely. Fair enough. And the next game is the Halftime Heroes selection table match of the round. It's going to be between Sorrento and Mt Eliza Football Netball Club. It is the clash of the Chardonnays. There is no question about that down at Shark Park. Dave McFarlane Reserve. The blue cheese and caviar will be going around again up on the top deck there. Don't you worry.
Bit of handy lunch, there's no doubt about it.
A few soy lattes out there.
What hat you wearing?
You'll be there.
I don't think I answer it. Okay. Bit far. Can't afford the petrol.
788.
What in your fucking plane?
Get on the 788.
Yeah, imagine him on the 7 wearing that beanie. He's probably fit in, I reckon.
It's not nice enough. Sorrento's not nice enough for you.
Sorrento's not nice enough. The good thing about Mt Eliza, Bob played this week, his first week back for about 6 weeks. He'll be better for the run. I spoke to Bob today. He feels pretty good. So he'll be back in. Duck will be back, which means Lockie Williams will go back forward where he belongs. And they'll look a little different, Mt Eliza, but are they in good enough form to get over Sorrento? They just have to.
Yeah. It's a must-win for Mt Eliza. I think Mt Eliza.
Neil, over the last few years, I reckon Sorrento normally go one up. There's normally pretty. They knocked Mt Eliza off there last year, like in one of the years at home. I think they're big around the middle.
Yep.
I reckon Sorrento win that.
Yeah.
The two Clarks, big boys at Sorrento. They play well down there.
Yeah.
This could be the arse end of Mt Eliza's season.
Yeah,
wouldn't
absolutely
wouldn't disappoint me.
Absolutely, and I'm well aware of that. So it's one they have to, but can they?
Geez, you talked about some quality there, though. If Bob comes back second game,
exactly.
Carey's probably top 3 ruck in the comp.
Correct.
And then Williams Ford
Goes
is completely different. I can't believe he's even in the ruck. Geez, they must have been desperate.
Yeah, we were pretty desperate. And
we were.
We were.
Yeah,
I just haven't got the hat on. Okay. But I'll get that going.
I think
Tom Freeman played forward and kicked. He's a beautiful kick at goal. He kicked 5. He did his job, but if we can get him down back, it's a luxury.
I just think if those guys play in their positions and play well,
correct.
Bob's the best defender in the comp.
And he's feeling pretty good. He even played better the second half. You can see him getting into the game.
If they all play well, they'll win.
I reckon he's that good, though.
He's the best player in the comp.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he should have won the medal.
Oh, my God.
If he doesn't play that,
sorry, Duck.
Sorry, Duck.
But fair dinkum.
Yeah, no.
I
think we all thought that, didn't we? Look, we all thought that
he was best on ground. If he didn't play, you lose that game by 6
He was
goals.
best on ground at quarter time.
Yep, exactly.
I totally agree.
Yeah, all right.
And every single person there believed the same thing.
But well done, Duck.
Yeah,
well done, Duck.
Yeah, well done, Duck. You didn't deserve it, but well done.
Who chooses the best odds, by the way? Who chooses the best odds?
Is it the umpires?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, of course it fucking is. Where's your mate now?
Don't
Hello.
Pass that, mate.
Hello, Russell. Hello, Russell.
Yeah,
Doing a
Russell.
great
Hello,
job.
Russell.
Great job
last week.
Doing a great job.
G'day, Russ. Softball questions you got from these blokes, Russ. Lucky I wasn't here, mate.
That is a wrap for the Div 1 football show. Thanks to Frankston, Mornington and Rosebud Toyota. We've got... with the man, the myth, the legend. I can't believe he's here.
Can't believe he's still here.
Yeah, I can't believe he's still here. He's waiting.
He's
just waiting in the green room. He's going, what kind of clusterfuck am I walking in on? But he's joining us straight after the break for the Coach's Corner. He'll be under the cone of silence. Hopefully you've heard about the cone of silence, Kane, because it's epic on the peninsula now. Don't you worry about
he looks excited about the cone.
Well, when you
can barely hold his emotions.
I was at the before we go to a break, you wouldn't believe. No, you will believe it. So I've got people walking around the ground, and this kid goes, "Can we come on the cone of silence?" And I went, "Oh, mate!" And you know what I'm like. My head just like I nearly fell out of the back of the Hilux. Don't you know about that? It was unbelievable.
What were you doing sitting in the back on a chair? That would
absolutely
like a lap of honour.
Yeah. No,
I'm Adam Kelly.
I do. I'm Adam Shaw past Kelly.
Hello.
It was
Hello, little people.
Remember that time I fucked up and said that?
Yep. Yeah.
No, I was.
Me.
Well, I introduce all you fuckers every week. I've got to get a look in. No, I do have the deck chair on the back in the back of the Hilux. I back up
you
the
don't get
fence.
driven around the
That's the one with the halftime heroes on the doors.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're listening and watching the Halftime Heroes.
Nestled on the beautiful Mornington Peninsula, Sharmac Lodge offers a peaceful 6-bedroom retreat in Rye for short-term stays for adults of all ages living with disability or illness. Overnight or day stays are available 7 days a week with tailored care provided around the clock. Guests can also participate in daily activities on the peninsula, making it a perfect getaway. Rest easy knowing your loved one's care is personalised to their needs. Finally, a short-term respite solution that brings peace of mind and can be funded under your home care package or NDIS funding. Book a tour today with the welcoming team at Sharmac Lodge. Visit aftercare.com.au or search Sharmac Lodge today. Let their family help your family.
Welcome back to the Halftime Heroes. It is now time for the Coach's Corner with the Commission sitting right next to the Commissioner, of course, of the Halftime Heroes. Is this bloody man, Kane Eagles, a senior assistant coach down at Rye Football Netball Club. Hello and welcome to Halftime Heroes, Kane.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Hey, absolutely, mate. Welcome.
Thanks for hanging around.
I was going to say,
for 20 minutes. You were
very, very patient, Kane, just in the green room, mate, flicking away on your phone, having a chuckle to yourself at us tool bags.
No, all good. Thanks for having me.
No, absolutely, mate. Rye, well, they keep going from strength to strength, don't they? And I was lucky enough to go down there on the weekend, and although the scoreboard wasn't well, from what I saw, wasn't reflective of the game. Admittingly, I was only there for the first half, but the improvements going on down at RJ Rowley Reserve. It's bloody exciting as a Rye boy, and it was a pleasure to go down and watch and get amongst it.
Yeah, it was good. We didn't think we played that great.
Yep.
I can make you look that way.
Yeah, Chelsea were really good. They just matched us at the ball. They just hit us hard. I think half time we were a bit shell shocked. I think boys went back into their shells a lot. Don't really see Morey get mad much.
He was mad,
and he ripped into him at half time. So it was. We had a better second half, which was really good. I think we matched them. I think it was maybe 2 or 3 points difference in the last quarter, which was real positive for us.
Yeah,
but we'll just keep going onwards and upwards. Yep. We consider it just almost probably our second or third speed hump for the year. But what's going to happen with the pathway we're taking?
No, exactly right. It is the pathway, and you can see that you're on it, and it's working for me. Okay, all right. Sorry, I just wanted to. All right, it's now time for the Coach's Corner. Let's lower the cone of silence. Can you hear us, Kane?
He watches the show.
The first one. Maxwell Smart Band too. It's bloody fantastic and Get Smart.
Jeez, I'm not that old.
Anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, just watch Get Smart and the Cone of Silence.
That plays football.
Most of these young guys would never. Well, they need to watch it.
Don't disagree.
It's important.
Take it away.
Have you watched the Gummers?
I have watched it.
Have you?
Yeah.
Get Smart.
Yeah, I'm in my 40s.
Chief. Yeah.
I've been around a little. I don't look that old, do I?
That used to be on.
No, you don't look that old.
Thank you.
When we used to get home from school, Gammers was on the arvo.
Yeah, it was too, wasn't it?
Yeah, from school. Have a chocolate milk and a bit of toast.
So you rev me up. Are you going to get on with it?
Right. Sorry, Kane. We get a little.
We had the cone of silence going. You had everyone in the cone of silence.
Well, Kane's not, and that's okay because Kane still can't hear us.
Well,
let's patch it. Let's patch it through.
Yep.
Yeah, good.
All right, you patch through.
Good boy. Fantastic, mate. Kane, you're here on behalf of Rye Footy Club because we couldn't get Morey. He just
he's a busy man.
Or is he just very shy?
He's a very busy.
Did you talk to the boys and go, boys?
No, very busy man. Very busy man.
You can do a bit better. He's busy.
He's very busy.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming.
All good.
Your background, how did you get to be assisting Morey down at Rye?
I've been involved in the juniors down there for probably 7. I think it's my 7th year with the juniors. And, as I said before, sort of played on my footy at Rosebud. And then just, through Justin Hosking, past coach and captain down there at Rye, mates with Hoss. And, rang me out of the blue after they appointed Morey. Just asked if I wanted to get invited and went and had a beer with Morey and
fantastic.
Him and I connected straight away and just, jumped on board that way 18 months ago.
Many of your kids come through and you're sort of still semi-coaching them now?
Got one boy in under 13s,
Right, okay.
So he's, is there and loves the place. So it's good.
Fantastic. We talk about Ryan. We look at them each week and we can see them incrementally improving. And we look at you. You've got a good 19s crew, and I think they're sitting sort of mid ladder.
Yep.
Which is a good strong position to be in.
Yep.
How many of those kids are getting opportunity in the senior team?
We had 11 last year.
Yep.
I think I think Maury came out and said we probably had 2 kids that we probably threw under the bus last year. Probably played them when we shouldn't have. But 11 last year. We've got 7 that have been playing consistently sort of the last 3 or 4 weeks. And to be
are they really
fair,
young? Are they 17-year-olds?
Yeah. So, been into the Stingrays a fair bit. There's a young kid, Tyson Barnes.
Okay. Yeah, right.
Tyson's, to me, we've actually put him in the leadership group as a 17-year-old.
Wow. Yeah.
So he's Alan's younger son.
Yep.
He's a lot like Alan. His leadership, his footy IQ is absolutely phenomenal for a 17-year-old.
All of them.
And he's a bull. He just doesn't put up with anything, just goes hard at the footy. So he came in last year, probably about round 4, round 5. He's a really very good cricketer. So he had his cricket season last year, then jumped in, then got his brother Justin too.
So did he come in last year as a 16-year-old?
As a 16-year-old.
Wow, there you go.
Yep. And then Juzzy won the league. No, sorry, not the league. Won the club best and fairest, 2 years ago as a 16-year-old.
Right.
So it's really good. There are obviously synonymous name at Rice, so with those 2 boys coming up, looking really good.
And the numbers are strong, mate, down through the junior ranks.
Yeah, well, I think, we're probably going through a bit of a rough patch, I reckon, the next year or 2 with those COVID years.
Yeah, okay.
I think the juniors at the moment, we've got 2 under 9s and under 10s, 11s, 12s, 13s, haven't got a 14s, which is a big gap down the southern end of the peninsula anyway. I think Sorrento and Rosebud are the only ones with 14s. We've got a 15s, which we've got good numbers in that, 26. 2 years ago, though, the club decided our under 17 or our under 16s went up to the under 19s to get more experience. So we haven't had 16s or 17s the last 2 years.
Okay.
So that'll be a bit rocky for the next 2 years. But yeah, we'll see how we go.
So in that jump, you had potentially 15-year-old boys playing against 18-year-old boys.
Correct.
Did that go okay?
Yeah, it went fine. Yeah, we got 32 under 19s at the moment.
Right.
So it's really good.
Now that's the heart and soul of the club.
They will be in 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
Yep, 100%. They're all local boys too, which is great.
So the current day, Ryan, is so we look at your week to week and we see these incremental sort of improvements. And you've had 4 wins for the year against Tyab, Hastings, Kringle, and probably the big one, the big scalp was Summy, who all rated to play finals footy this year.
Yep.
Just a red letter day, mate. What transpired that day? We've got the great man sitting next to us here. Feel free, Gammers, to either walk out or chime in or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, look, I think the really good thing with Maury is the way he's broken our season down to at the moment is that we've got the bottom 4 teams, next 4 teams, and the top 4 teams. Yeah. So we're preaching we're the best of the bottom 4 at the moment. We've got to try and take a couple of scalps above us. Okay. So Summy, we did actually at the start of the year have down as a W. Helped having Taj Campbell-Farrell come in that game. We only found out on the Thursday night that he was available.
Right.
I think he's probably one of the most underrated players at Frankston Dolphins, let alone in Div 2. He was a bull that day.
He played quite a game.
Yeah.
Cameron seems to get that a bit, but they sort of say
teams get up for Sammy, don't they? They just
cop that.
I'll tell you, to be fair, sorry, Chris, to be fair against Sammy too, like we, I heard you say the other week you did a lot of work on us. We did the same with Sammy that week. We actually had Josh Moore, who's a previous coach of Rye, come down and had a chat to the coaches that week, tinkered with a few things, and it just clicked that day. That was probably the first game this year. I reckon we felt that we clicked with our structures, and fantastic. So it was really good, really positive.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yep.
Well, I think the impressive thing with that game is the way Rye started. Like, I think Rye had 4 goals on the board before we'd even started writing notes on our boards. It was just that quick. They had Egan and Green jumping on heads down forward. But I think the most, correct me if I'm wrong, but the most impressive thing would have been is that we actually come back at you pretty hard in the second quarter and actually had the lead at half time, but then you just put us away in the third quarter. So I think for an up and coming side, that would be really pleasing from a coaching point of view.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, it's good. We felt last year too, we didn't limp to the end of the year. I think Seaford only beat us by a goal in the last round, and so we took that momentum into pre-season. We came back a little bit early. Most of our games, we felt in the second half of last year, the second half was strong. where Somerville probably was the first game this year where we, really it just all clicked for us and it was good.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah, it happens too often this year.
So, Kane, your best is clearly your best is really good, and you can mix it with
we think
the
it
really
is,
talented teams.
Yep.
But you've also got some thumpings in there. I guess from a coach, let's get down to the coaching side of things.
Yep.
The frustration. How do you bridge that gap between those sort of 80-point losses to a 3 or 4 point
Yeah, well, I think we had the first 2 games, Seaford and Bomb Beach, and we thought as a coaching group they were really gettable games. Yep. I think we probably got Seaford. I reckon they probably had their best team in for the year to date that round, and it did. They came out, they were amazing. We couldn't stop Ryan Jacobs in the middle there, and once they got it forward, it just, we really struggled. Bomb Beach was the same. We thought, gee, we're a chance here, but then Fisher and is it Hewlett? They got hold of us in the second half, the bigs. Yeah. So we've got a relatively young and inexperienced back line. So they're just things we're working on. If when those games, we break it down then to the quarters. If we are Pearstyle, like they seem to touch us up all the time. We just set the boys challenges then. So against Pearstyle, it was a non-negotiable that we needed 5 goals in the last quarter, and the boys reacted. We got 6. So it's just for us as coaches, just setting those little targets for each quarter then, and whether it's tackles or whether it's inside 50s, we're just trying to give them little aims along the way just to chip away at.
Yeah, okay. And within that, with the leadership group, you've got 4 or 5 leaders in that leadership group?
Yeah, we have. We do say we're a pretty introverted group. Down at Rye, we haven't got any real. It's been great having Brady Egan back. Brady's obviously played a lot of good football at a lot of good clubs. Yep. But our leaders, Campbell Robbins, Zach Burns is amazing. He played a lot of good Division 1 footy and a couple of flags at Sorrento. Yeah. But they are introverted. They're just quiet guys who like to lead by their actions. So that's one thing we're really working on this year is their leadership. And as Maury says, just for 2.5 hours, boys, just step out of your shell a little bit.
So do you reckon, do you get someone external to come in to help you with that, or is it something
No, we're pretty fortunate. Last year we had Brett Stevenson. Moose played a lot of footy at Fitzroy back in the 80s and 90s. Moose is a local. Moose came down and spoke to the boys last year about leadership. Last year we were pretty lucky. We had Andrew Brady and Mark Brady. Yeah, right. They ran a leadership and a bit of a cultural program for us, and they were amazing. Yeah, he is. Yeah, they've obviously moved on to Tyab. So, I think with a lot of people probably forget more his resume.
Yeah, right.
If you look at the team of the centuries he's in, best and fairest at the Dolphins, Pines. Yeah. He's a leader amongst men himself. We sort of look at it that we've nearly got the best leader, in Div 2 for these young kids. So it's good.
Absolutely. He signed up for next year. Yeah.
He has signed on for next year.
Very recently, throughout the week, I think he signed up. Didn't he? Yep. Great news for the club.
Yeah, amazing.
I wouldn't know it.
Yep.
Who wins Division 2 and why?
Oh, I think I said the Gammers before, and no disrespect to Frankston. Like we played them last week, I thought they were really good. But for me, it's always been Chelsea. I actually thought Chelsea were the best team last year.
Yeah, okay.
I think I saw them play. I was at Devon Meadows down at Rye last year, and I think they touched them up by 100 points. The way they played on the weekend, they got class on every line, I reckon. But in saying that, I reckon Frankston and Chelsea grand final. Yeah, if it pans out that way, I reckon it'll be an absolute cracker. Yeah. Anything could happen on the day, I reckon.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Where to for you, mate? Senior coaching aspiration, surely.
Mate, for me, year to year. I coached a little bit. I sort of stepped away from footy for a good 10 or 12 years. So when I was young, I wanted to coach. I coached the under-18s at Rosebud. I went up to Red Hill, actually, with Braids and was his assistant, playing assistant up there. So jumping back into it, I'm really passionate about the MPJ in the league.
Yep.
So I helped out with the 15s the last couple of years, and then this year took the under-13s.
Yep.
I think there's a lot we can improve in our area and our region, I guess. And then with the juniors, I don't coach at club level. I don't have the patience for the kids.
Very smart move, trust me. Did it for 10 years.
The patience, but also to pretty fortunate, lucky. I've got some good contacts that I'm jumping in with the Stingrays at the end of the year with the V-Line program there. So I'm going to jump in there and then, helping Maury out again. I've committed to Rye again next year.
Yeah, brilliant.
So for me, it's just a year to year and see where it takes me.
See how you go.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on divisional footy? We ask this from time to time, as in, should there be Division 3? I mean, do you guys talk about that down at the club at all?
Not really, no. I have got a pretty strong opinion of it. I sort of came through playing my footies in the late 90s and 2000s. I say to a lot of people, there's a lot of short memories that back then, I think was last week, you were talking about the Northern, Southern and Premier Division.
Yep.
It was a nightmare. Like, I remember we used to beat Dramana and Sorrento by 350 points.
Yeah.
I don't think it's good for the local clubs. I know down our way they are craving to get the local games back.
Yeah.
I remember when I was playing at Rosebud, Rosebud Ride have 5,000 people there.
Yeah.
Gate takings would be massive, beer takings would be, and the atmosphere. That's the main thing for me. Is the atmosphere used to be amazing. When I went to Red Hill, that was when they were in Southern Division. Then we'd go to the Keysboroughs, the Dingleys, and all that. To be honest, you'd have 80 or 90 people at the game.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think for us on the Southern end, I don't think it's good because it is hard for us to attract players, especially this year. You're trying to, they're going to Rosebud, Sorrento. We know what happens down there. So we think that the whole Division 1, Division 2 is not bad.
What happens?
Well, we know what happens.
What happens down there?
Just lots of red wine being drunk. I think
I'll get a text off Ringer in a minute.
But it's Grange. That's the issue. It's Grange.
Yeah, but no, we crave the local, especially in the 90s and the early 2000s. Like, the local footy down there was huge.
Yeah, right.
And that was the best thing, was you look forward to it. You all ended up at the pubs and the nightclubs, whether it be down the Connie or up at the Cruise Club or whatever. Sure. And that's something we really do crave and miss down there.
Yeah. So you obviously your feeling is that it's sustainable.
Yep.
It's long-term sustainable.
With Division 1 and Division 2. Yeah, definitely.
Only, and not anything below that.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think, just with that Div 3, when we had it with the Southern and Northern, I think interleague-wise it was great. I remember I was in under-18s then, and they had a great interleague set up where Northern, Southern and Premier actually played each other. So that was a really good concept with the interleague. That's another take, I think, that the league really doesn't get right, is our interleague. I don't know why we're not playing it. That showcases the young talent that we've got too. The kids I'm finding these days, just they get to under 17s and they just don't care anymore. It's there's a big portion of them just either stop playing, go off to uni. I guess back in all of our days, it's what you crave was getting to the under 18s and then wanting to play in the seniors. So I think a lot can be done around that interleague perspective to get these kids that we've got. There is a lot of kids at a lot of clubs that aren't getting looked at.
Yeah, sure.
And I think it's probably the best way of getting them out there too.
Well, it sounds like you're doing something about it by going to Stingrays next year.
Yep. And definitely too with the interleague. We had a really good program this year. We had 93 kids try out. Got the right people involved, got the likes of blokes like Scotty Campbell, Craig Black, Jared Smith, played in the premiership at Tybe, had just footy orientated people involved. So it was good. We just want to expose the kids and have that journey to be fun.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Rye's always been massive on family, and it's been always been a great because of the very nature of where you are.
Yep.
That's still the case.
Oh, most definitely. And I think the last 2 years, especially this year, we're really noticing it. A lot of families are coming back. Like
to your point, look at that family round.
Yeah, we had our mid-season ball Saturday night. I think we had 150 people there. And
sell out, I heard.
Yeah,
was it? Yeah.
We're actually starting to see a lot of, players' parents come as well.
Right.
So it was, it was really positive. Right. Not just, probably last year and the year before, it was just the players and their partners where the families are really starting to get back now. Fantastic. So it's good.
So any standout performances from one of the boys on Saturday night, much? There's got to be someone who really let one.
Oh, no, I can't.
You can.
No,
of course
you
can.
Of course you can.
I love it. We're going to find out.
Yeah, we'll see how we go.
We'll be finding out.
Old Brady Egan.
He
goes all right.
An absolute pest.
Yeah, he probably got 3 votes.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Well done, Brady.
Yes. Brady. It's a good night.
There's normally a few standouts there.
There is,
That's great.
Yep.
Questions, boys?
Just on the divisional thing, and I have a completely different view. The idea of it, you want to sort of what it was in the 90s and 2000s sort of thing. Wouldn't you want the MPFNL to be the best way to attract more people to this competition? Is to make the competition stronger. Now I'm in Eastern at the moment. Now Eastern's got 4 divisions, and if you look at Premier, so I wasn't from divisional footy like they've got a lot. So going across there and just watching the talk of Div 1 and Div 2 and who's coming up, and I think it's a real positive, and I think the MPFNL have a chance to become the best comp in Victoria. Now, if you're if you want to look after your own club, that's fine. But to grow the brand, you want the Berricks and the Cranbourne and Narry and these teams that we're going to go. If they come across to this competition, that stiffens the competition up. Because right now, Easton's a better comp than MPFNL because of the strength of Div 1 to 4.
Yep.
There's so much nuance between the divisions, and it grows legs every year. Yep. And there's that real essence on who's going up, who's going down, who's relegated, who's going up. I think it's a positive.
Yep.
I think if you get it right, I think it'll grow the brand on the peninsula. It's not that far to drive to Cranbourne from Rye. It's not that far to drive to Berwick. I mean, they're not far. Yeah. They're really not.
Not with the roads.
Well, it's not really. And I, just my view, I just think it'll be a real – I know I was at Devon when it got knocked back for the same, we're not going to be able to get players. Fucking get players from the same club anyway. It doesn't matter what comp you're playing. Yep. We can go and get players from MPFNL now in Eastern, and MPFNL can grab Eastern players. So it doesn't matter what comp you're in. Yep. I think it'll be a real strength of the MPFNL to embrace having divisional footy and grow the brand. That's just my personal view. I know it's different at Clubland.
Yeah, I think the hard thing is that just though that atmosphere, and then the club's trying to make the money. So if we're at Ryan, we're playing, I don't know, Dingley or your Cranbournes and that. I reckon there's 80% of supporters won't go and travel, both ways. Mm-hmm. So I guess for the clubs to make the money, which I've heard you boys talk about it, the money that kids get paid these days is just stupid. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's sort of our take on it. Is just, Rye's rich with history too. I know Rosebud, Sorrento, Dramana, I was involved at Rosebud for sort of 25 odd years, and they're just rich on history and, love to keep it that way with the, with the localism, I guess. But it is very hard to attract the players. We tried getting a few this year where they actually knocked back sort of a little bit less money because of the travel too. So that's the other way we sort of look at it down there a little bit is, but I got some mates that play at Sorrento and they struggle sometimes with the blokes from Melbourne. They might only come down once a week. We're the same. Ed only comes down once a week and, he cracks in when he gets down, but it's that culture that you want too of having all your players there Tuesday and Thursday nights as well. So it's there's an argument for both sides of it.
It's a good debate. That's great.
It's fantastic.
15, 16, 17 and 18, you got a really good chance to finish strong with Hastings, Pearsdale, Tyab and Rye.
Coringal.
And Coringal. Yep. You're not going to play yourselves. You finish with Coringal. That would be a massive opportunity to get up around the 7-8 wins for the year, and that would have to be seen as a huge positive for the footy club.
Yeah. I think at the start of the year we sort of penciled out 7 to 8 or even 7 to 9 would be massive. So I think again it's that old analogy week by week, but we look at Bomb Beach this week; they're gettable. So they've got a few players out at the moment. We unfortunately got a couple of injuries on the weekend, but that's where we're looking at it. Is we've got the next 2 weeks are very winnable. You just keep cracking in after that, and then we hope to finish strong against those teams.
So then let's speculate. Let's take into some deep water here. Let's say you knock off Bomb Beach, get a whole heap of confidence, and then knock off Crib Point the week after, and do what you did to the last 4 the first time. That's 10 wins. I've got 10 wins with good percentage making 5th spot.
Yep.
That the lid would come off the footy club, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be fantastic.
Oh yeah, most definitely would. But we're not talking that.
Does that mean rolling Summy again?
No, they don't play us again, which is a shame. We need a bit of revenge. But look, I'm just looking at the draw here. Like, I on a serious note, I've got 10 wins and about 120 getting you in 5th this year. That's how close it is. That's
normally around the 12 mark, isn't it? But it's time.
11 last year.
Yeah, okay.
But I reckon it's going to be 10 because those teams between 5th and 9th, just fluctuating results.
Yeah.
Devon are shaky.
Yes, they are.
Not good.
Well, you look
this
at
time last year they were shaky.
Well, look at the ladder, right? So
fuck me, I called them in round 1. They were fucking no good. Don't be shaky halfway through the year.
If you look at the ladder, so Devon's 5th at the moment with 24 points. 133. They're the most vulnerable. You got Crib Point a game ahead. Then you've got Bomb Beach on the same points, 113. Somerville on 20 points, 109. Seaford 16 points, 98. Rye 16 points, 78. So the percentage is probably an issue. But if you were to really get on a run, 5th isn't out of question. And I would have thought that's just a massive
So
season.
what you're
for
saying
them.
is we're still a chance.
Yeah, well, you'd have to be showing hope if you're Maury. Like, this is a club, and all credit to you, and I actually speak to Maury quite a bit. This is a club that's getting done by 160 points last year.
Mate,
They're now knocking off teams that have been in prelims and grand finals and are probably one year away from finals. That's outstanding.
It might be that you might not want to get there. Sometimes you can get there just a bit too early. You'd love to make it, but if you happen to get there just a bit too early, get your head knocking on the door.
I'll be honest, we haven't spoken about it at all. I know you guys said at the start of the year that you'd heard that we were talking about it, but
that was Adam.
It's never been raised.
Okay.
It's
not shit, Adam.
Not with the
Maury's
coaching
just
staff.
he's just full development mode.
Yeah,
he's with the kids that we've got. He's just development. I reckon, to be honest, next year, if we can get 2 or 3 bulls into our team and keep the list, I reckon we'd be safe to say we'd hopefully be knocking on the door next year.
Have you signed up your existing list now already?
So we've signed probably about a dozen at the moment.
Nice.
Yeah. So we did this last year. We had everyone bar 2 signed by round 15.
Beautiful.
So we're sort of aiming for the same. Good thing from last year, we only lost 2 players. I think Harry Merman went back to his original club at Hastings. And disappointingly, we lost Ozzie Reid, who was our under-19 best and fairest 2 years prior, went to play with his brother-in-law at Rosebud. But we're pretty confident to get him back.
You've had a really good in the last couple of weeks in Nick Strickland. Now, we spoke and we thought, Nick Strickland.
We did laugh
because he was playing on the half-back flank, but unless I was seeing things, from Mt Eliza, he played a game and through lack of opportunity has gone back to right. Now, Nick, I reckon, made Team of the Year in 2024
he did,
last year.
Runner-up best and fairest.
As a half-back flanker, he's a bloody ripper.
Yep.
So
no,
there's one to retain. There's a signature for him straight
Yeah,
up.
look, we were pretty disappointed. I think Nick went overseas,
Right,
had a bit of time off footy, and he was pretty honest. He goes, look, I'm thinking about going home, and he did, went back to Mt Eliza.
Yeah.
Look, one good thing, I've only sort of got to know Nick the last 2 weeks, but he's pretty professional with the way he goes about stuff. He always kept in contact with the club. We had a fair crack at him at the end of last year trying to get him back because he's very valuable. And we just kept chipping away this year and got to him. And, no one knew, and he rocked up a couple of Tuesdays ago, and it was really good. And then his first game against Bombers, I think he had 25 possessions. Yeah. Got injured at quarter time too, got a bad corky, so he worked through that. And it was good then for the young blokes to see that too, because he's sort of the older, wiser head that we've needed around the boys as well. Yeah, very good.
To see him leave our club. But
we're happy to have him back.
Yeah, no, I bet you are. Very good. But Kane, thanks again for coming in.
Pleasure.
And
no
putting
worries.
up all their bullshit before and having to sit there and listen to that. But it's great to have representation from Rye, and we wish you all the best for the next 7 rounds. And if Gammas is got his little crystal ball out, we might be talking to you nearer the finals time.
Can I ask a question, Tim, before you finish? Out of all of the coaches' boxes, excluding Gammas, because you're probably going to say him because he's there, which coaching staff against you has given you the most drama? Like unexpected on the day, changing things, not how you thought would go. So which coaches you found hardest to coach against? And 2, who do you think wins the league?
Can I be honest? Seaford round 1.
He's not even there.
I know, and it's like Maury reached out to him last week, and it probably shocked us all.
Yeah.
Because I know last year watching him, I thought starting back up at Ryan Division 2, I thought he was one coach that I looked at and went, gee, he's really impressive. Mm-hmm. He spoke to our boys after the end of the game last year and spoke really well to the boys just about the young crew and everything that was coming through. So we were really shocked to see what had happened. So it was probably him. Devon Meadows is always hard at home because they just chuck Hillis at full forward and we can't stop him.
He's ripping his wig off.
He did it this year. He kicked 4.
Sorry, John.
But yeah, I think probably Dave on the weekend probably out-coached us a little bit. Yeah, Dave does spruik that at Chelsea coming. It's their home away from home at Rye. Like the ground's not in great nick at the moment, but normally it is a great deck to play on, and so I'd probably say Chelsea and Dave. Yeah.
Okay. And who wins the league best and fairest?
I'm going to say Justin Barnes from Rye.
Yay, Juzzy.
Nice.
Juzzy, I
Very
like
good.
that a lot. I like that a lot. Well, thanks for joining the Halftime Heroes, and more importantly, Kane, the coach's corner under the cone of silence.
Is it up or?
No, well, fuck, yeah, there it goes. We all got in that on the end.
I can hear you now,
gotta-
boys.
He's good. I like it. I like it. Kane, are you right to stay with us for the
Yeah, no
Division 2? Beautiful, mate. Well, that is a wrap for the Coach's Corner with the Commissioner. What a fantastic job. Well done to you. Lots of stuff written down.
Stuff.
I'm not sure if any of it's got to do with Kane, but there's
nothing.
lots of stuff there.
But it doesn't matter.
Hey, you're all listening, watching the Halftime Heroes.
Nestled on the beautiful Mornington Peninsula, Sharmac Lodge offers a peaceful 6-bedroom retreat in Rye for short-term stays for adults of all ages living with disability or illness. Overnight or day stays are available 7 days a week with tailored care provided around the clock. Guests can also participate in daily activities on the peninsula, making it a perfect getaway. Rest easy knowing your loved one's care is personalised to their needs. Finally, a short-term respite solution that brings peace of mind and can be funded under your home care package or NDIS funding. Book a tour today with the welcoming team at Sharmac Lodge. Visit aftercare.com.au or search Sharmac Lodge today. Let their family help your family.
Welcome back to the Halftime Heroes. It is now time for the Division 2 football show, and that is thanks to Hen's Teeth Tattoo Co. Erin and her 6 or 7 amazing artists down there. If you need to go and check them out, they've got really great Instagram presence with all the pages being represented by each artist. So make sure you go and you can go and log on, and not log on, but you can go and make an appointment. Sus, next time you want to get some ink, maybe the Doggies 2025. No,
not yet.
No, not
26.
Yet. 26. Jeez.
Getting that gooch tattooed, eh?
Re-tattooed.
Re-tattooed. You tart. Love it. Love it. Let's get straight into it, boys. It was Pride Round, and it was played out on Saturday. Am I not even allowed to say it? Because I'm reading it on the screen.
I've got Sportsbet knocking on the door saying you're going to say 25 times.
I'll say it here.
He'll definitely say it another 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Or 6.
No, I won't now. I won't now that all you fuckers are saying something. Round 11, it was the 28th of June, and it was Bomb Beach taking on Crib Point. Bomb Beach, the wheels had fallen off, just a slight touch going down to Cribby by 41 points. It was 15-7, 97 defeating Bomb Beach 8-8-56. The best for Bomb Beach, it was Jet Peckett, Jack Sullivan, Joseph Fisher, Harvey Gleeson and Jonah O'Connor. And for Cribby, it was Josh Legrice, Joey Wilson, Jaden McNabb, Kane Tyrrell and Liam Tyrrell. It was a Tyrrell affair, Sus.
That's a good result for Cribby.
Huge.
Up there.
There we go. Sus sucking off Cribby.
Yeah.
Mate, I'm
He
just
loves
telling
them.
you what.
He loves them.
I potted them last week.
But did you?
Oh, yeah.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. You did.
Loves
With
with
couple
Cribby.
of games.
Pot's probably
I said Anzus was dead.
result.
Pot's
It's a good
probably
result.
a stretch.
I know.
Am
Couple of
I
games.
allowed to talk about Crib Point games? Oh,
Yeah, of course you can. We watch you too. You love it.
Be careful. Kevin.
they're
You
missing
just
it.
don't mention Crib Point.
They miss out.
Bomb Beach are missing a few. That's the worst team Bomb Beach had this year.
Hey, there
But
you go.
yes, it is a good win. You've still got to go out and beat them up there,
Correct.
which Somerville did, by the way. Yeah, look,
me.
Crib Point are doing what they said they were going to do at the start of the year and make finals, and they look pretty cosy in 4th for mine if you
Yeah.
look ahead.
Yeah.
It'll take a resurgence from Devon or a Bomb Beach, which they've just beaten comfortably, to knock them out. So, yeah, they do what they have to
Or
do.
your mob.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I've done the
I
same.
don't know. They're done, aren't
No, they are not.
they? Okay, right.
I did
They
the
are not
same
done by a
thing.
long way.
That was, boys, the Halftime Heroes selection match of
Oh, that's good.
Was it?
round.
Well done.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was. The next game was, well, we just talking off air, and it was probably the best oppo that this man, the senior coach of the Somerville Football Netball Club, has done this year. But in the end, it was Frankston Bombers 11-12-78 defeating Somerville by 22 points, 8-8-56. In the best for Frankston, it was Flynn Wood, Bailey Welsh, Harry Pryor, Wilson Fletcher and Aidan Bolch. And for Sammy Gammers, it was Lockie Haskett, Jack Maroney, Ben Cadats, Max Smith, and Lockie Gil Renouf. Mate, it was so tight, all up until probably I heard maybe the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, 8 minutes to go. We're in front by 3. Look, it was a cracking game. Good atmosphere, well set up. Both teams missing players. Yeah. So, it's a great result for us. And we probably played as good as we've played this year. Just ran out of troops. But I think Frankston had a couple of hours well. I don't think Harnett played. And Jared got hurt, I think, at half time. And we lost a midfielder at three-quarter time. But, yeah, really, really good game. I think that's as close as anyone's got to Frankston Bombers this year. And they even said it after the game. And it's not about me, but they actually said we were the best they'd played against this year.
Fantastic.
So, and that's good feedback for our group.
Fantastic.
They said that to us the week before.
He was waiting. You should have seen his little he was quivering. When you didn't mention him,
I just love that chuckle from Kane. Yeah, I heard that.
I think Grandy was down at Auskick on Sunday and said the same thing.
The scoreboard was a little bit different the week before, Kane, unfortunately. Well done. Now, look, you do start, when you've got to win most of your games, you start looking at games like this. And we set this up as a bit of a war, and we wanted to be the first, and for a long time we were. Yeah, okay. But they're a good outfit. I don't know. They'll get tested by teams that can bring pressure. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's Pearsdale. I'll have to have another look at Chelsea later in the year, which we do.
So tell us about Bailey Welsh. He's an ex-Mt Eliza boy, went across to the Bombers, and he's, probably the first time ever, he's played a shutdown role.
Played a very different role. It's probably the only thing that I didn't see coming. He went to Mason, and look, Mason battled, but I'd say Bailey probably took the points in the end, but very defensive role that I just didn't see that one coming. I thought they would have used someone else and used Bailey as a bit of an attacking weapon, but hey, well done to Jared.
Did you try and counter it in the running? Did you send someone to Bailey?
No, we didn't, because we had a very structured way of going about the game, which we're going to keep doing because it's successful, and I don't want to elaborate too much. I'll let coaches work that out on the vision, but yeah, it worked. We brought the heat, and I think that's what you got to do against Frankston. Sure. Bring the pressure and see if their ball use can stand up to it. And to their credit, even when we were in front, they were still playing their way, and in the end, they got us. So, yeah, very high pressure game.
Anything surprise you, Gamers? Other than Bailey
Welsh.
Not really. The difference. Look, H won the medal. He was fantastic, Harry. So I mean, he's mobile, tall, athletic, good at footy.
Best player in the comp.
I think he'll go close to the league medal. I think he's the best player in the comp. Whether he wins the medal or not, it's another thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Not really. I was probably surprised that a couple of traps that we set work so well. The problem for us was Kane.
The big boy.
I mean, we just don't have, and
no one does.
Well, I've got Kane next to me here, but that's how Rye got us. Had a couple of key forwards that got on top of our backs, and it's been well publicised how Kane McKenzie went to Pines, and that's probably robbed us of a key forward. But Lockie Fuster did a fantastic job on Kane. It just, when the whips were cracking, I think he kicked 2 in the last quarter, and that was the difference in the end. It's a 22-point game, but look, if Kane doesn't play, it's probably a goal or less, and then you're flipping a coin on a couple of decisions and a couple of plays. So we're really happy with that. We're not happy to lose. We're happy to be relevant, and I think it really sets us up for we've got to probably win 6 of our last 7 to solidify 5th. And we did it last year, and we think we'll do it again.
That's great. Just the few boys there, Flynn Wood, 20-year-old kid, very good player, Flynn, and Wilson Fletcher kid, Aiden Bolch in the best too. So Devon, not only do they have the top-end talent, those 3 boys are 20 and under. So they've got a lot of good youth as well, Bombers. So it's a good future for them.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, they're in a very good spot to go back up to Div 1 if they're successful. But I guess with youth, pressure, you can get a bit of pressure on them. So, they'll probably learn a bit from our game, even though they won by a fair bit. And we've got them again in round 18, which is probably going to be
That's going to be
whether we make it or not.
They'll rest a few blokes out, man.
Huge.
Well, I might get hold of Jared and just go, hey,
Yeah, I'll send him a message.
Be a good one.
let's get us back in.
So
Yeah,
they'd be mid-run Division 1 club, you reckon? Or is it just too hard to read?
Oh, geez, I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't think they're EDS.
Okay.
No, I think EDS are more mature around the ball. I think Frankston's kids are definitely better than EDS, but if you had to put them into Div 1 tomorrow, I think they're probably sitting around where Pines is.
Okay.
The concern for Neil Bombers is that if that list was to go up, Jared's not getting any younger. Khan's not getting any younger.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Harry and Alex have nearly been out the door a couple of times. Yeah. Not talking out of school, that's just a reality. Yeah. So if they go back up there, the Jared and Khan's form are not getting better. So that's a couple of big. They're their best two forwards. So it's an interesting one. Good luck to them. I hope they win it. But going up to Div 1's that's a different
kettle of fish. Yeah.
Boys, the next game was Hastings taking on Devon Meadows at home, the Hastings club, and it was a 1-point game. Absolutely unbelievable, Sus. 14-5, 89. Hastings getting the job, 14-6, 90. Absolutely unbelievable, and what a win for the Hastings Football Club.
Massive.
Gammas, huge.
Yeah, well, this was close all day. So this looks like it was a game of the round in both divisions, just about. Not more than a goal at any break.
Unreal.
Down there at Hastings, and I think they're back in their rooms this week as well, which is fantastic for the club. They got a bloke running around number 3, Cade Foster, who will finish top 5 in the BNF league.
So I was for the Halftime Hero family that know, and I know we all know here, but Drewy. Old man Drewy. He works with me, and he said he's probably one. He absolutely run amok, and he was the difference in that game. He said he's an absolute freak.
Well, we've tried to tag him a couple of times with Ollie Heavey, who I think is probably one of the best tags in Div 2. He goes, he's the hardest to play on. And we put him on Battle. We've put him on other gun. He goes, Foster's the one. So he's got some serious tricks. He's kicked 11 goals in 2 weeks.
Yeah, correct. Spook. So Skinny had a job on him and was nowhere near it.
Skinny had too many beers on Friday night to keep up.
You keep up in the pots.
You keep up in the pub. Come on.
I've had 35. Just little footnotes. When one Jay Hillis is not in their top 4 or 5, they don't win.
You kicked a couple too.
He's kicked a couple. I saw that.
Not quite in the form.
We go through the year and through the results. You're not going to find too many losing.
Missing a couple though.
I watched the last quarter twice, and it was it wasn't sided.
Yeah.
I don't think he's fully fit.
No, he can't be. No, he can't be. So you mentioned he's first on the list for the best players. Gammas, it was Cade Foster, Jake Millwood, Patrick Wilson, Jake Hewitt, and Jack Slocum. Kev must be listening because he hasn't put himself. He hasn't put himself in the best. And for the Panthers, it was Fat Drew. Liam, absolutely. He had a blinder, apparently. Daniel Allen, Cody Ray, Dean Kent, and Patrick Sinema.
Just on Hastings there too. Like, we had a crack at getting Jake Millwood across to Rye. I had a crack last year and this year. He's fortunately I knew him through work, but he played in a couple of years down at Dramana in good teams. Then went back to YC for a bit too, and I think last year he got in the police force last year, so he was umming and ahhing. I was a little bit shocked that he signed at Hastings, but he's a cracker for them. Absolute ripper. No. He's probably one of those players that goes, not many coaches know about him in Div 2.
Yep.
And that's a great result for Hastings too.
Absolutely.
So is it just etiquette? We were talking before in the coaches' corner. When do you start hunting? When does hunting season begin?
It's already started now.
Mate.
We had a decent go. Look at me. But when
that wasn't hunting, that was body snatching.
That's it. It didn't work for you because you sign on.
Is it out of politeness you wait for round 18 the siren to go?
I don't.
Yeah, good boy.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, ripper should be
Maury probably doesn't know, but I've already started texting a couple of players. I think it's what a good assistant to do too is put the feelers out. You're either going to get a yes or a no.
You've got to ask a question.
What do you got to lose? So,
exactly.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, I reckon if you haven't been talking to players for a month already,
you lost the boat.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
His etiquette's gone
there's
out
a bit
the
of
window,
insight. Yeah, a bit of insight for you, Sus.
Oh.
It was that interesting last 5 minutes. Folks, if you're ever on the hub, which I'm back on this week.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so watch the last 5 minutes of the Hastings Devon match. Very, very interesting. So backwards and forwards, and we might have to give Russell a call and just ask, well, what's your decision?
Some clarity.
Oh,
Some
hey, that
clarity
could
on
be a
that,
segment.
Mr.
What's
Russell.
your decision?
Oh, great. You blokes, Russ, no worries.
No, Russ, you were right, Russ.
I know, Russ.
Bloody ripper. Love it.
The next game was Pearsdale Football Netball Club taking on Seaford. Pearsdale by 31 points, 15-10, 100, defeating Seaford 10-9, 69 in the best for Pearsdale. It was Luke Setanieri, Hugh Jones, Finn Jackstas.
Good young player, Finn.
Jackstas?
Yep, Jackstas.
Jackstas,
Yep,
Shane Davidson, and Cruz West. And for Seaford, it was Ryan Jacobs, William White, Liam Howe, Bailey McIndoe, and Mitchell Harvey. Sus.
First quarter, Seaford had them on toast, and Pearsdale I think they gave away 4 50-metre penalties.
Mm.
So
Right.
Seaford at halftime were going in with their tails up.
Yeah, 4 points up, half time.
Yeah, well, from all reports, the Seagull went in and just to go dressing down at half time.
And Seaford have advertised, I see, for a new
Yes, they have.
leader.
They have.
Anyone know where Schneider is?
That was crickets. We'll have to play crickets.
Anyone know where Schneider is for Pearsdale? Because he is the most important player in that team, and he has hardly been cited.
Long-term injury, I hear.
Is he going to get back?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, that hurts him.
But that's not factual. Just whispers.
You're talking Adam sort of guesses here.
It's interesting.
Have a guess.
Absolutely.
Someone might confirm, but
Yeah,
I think
I'd like
it's a season ending.
Yeah,
it happened early.
Okay.
A very important player.
You two guys, first 2 spots are locked.
Let me bring up the ladder.
Frankston on 44, Pearsdale on 40. Pearsdale are 2 games clear of Chelsea on 32. Are we locking them?
We're still games.
Are we locking them?
I wouldn't be. I'd be
You love Chelsea?
locking Frankston, but I reckon Chelsea will sneak into second.
Okay. So they're 2 with 7 to go. They're 2 behind.
Pearsdale flat track bullies. That's the only issue. So
Oh, taking over the Devon mantle. Hey, they're Fred Brewer, you off your mantle.
Obviously, they play.
they built teams, and I just think they'll do enough to hold that spot.
Righto. I'm locking them.
They do. They
I'm
built
locking
teams. When they get hold of you, they built you. So we're not just talking about 2 games here. We're talking about 2 games and 16%.
Correct.
That's 3 games. They're not making that up.
Are their
Pearsdale
games-
finished second.
Are their games like a lot less pressure games?
Are they?
I'm asking you. You know, you watch them. They flick the ball around.
Am I getting led into an answer?
No,
here?
no. I'm just asking because normally when they get it on their terms, they just run forward of it and get the games.
Look, the story of Pearsdale is that they are excellent in the midfield, and they've probably got the best forward line in the comp. Easy. Yep. If you can halve the midfield, you have a chance. Yep. So they beat us by 2 points. That's probably the story. If you get the pressure on.
Yep.
Mm. A lot. The next game down at RJ Rowley Reserve, it was Rye hosting Chelsea Football Netball Club. We spoke about it earlier. 15-13, 103. Chelsea defeated Rye by 68 points, 4-11-35. I was down there for the first half, and I'm telling you what, they might have put the score on the board, but geez, they looked to be close. And then I left at half time, and obviously the rest is history. Kane, you had in your best. It was Edward Green, Zach Burns, Jack Windsor, Billy Swain. Geez, he was good. And that man there, Justin Barnes. And for Chelsea, it was Matthew Dussin.
Good player.
Yeah, great player. Bradley Clark, Will Barker, Zane Carter, and Jack Wallace. They were definitely very good in the first half, those boys as well.
So, Kate, take us into the rooms tomorrow night at training. So when you get the boys in there and say, listen, what are you talking about?
One good thing with our group is they move on really quick.
Okay.
We actually last year, Pearsdale beat us by 130 points, I think round 3 last year, and sort of Maury myself walked into the rooms and guys were laughing. They were messing around. just it left a really sour taste in our mouth. Like we knew what we had for that year, but it just left a really sour taste. And we sort of drew a line in the sand after that game, and we were like, "Hey boys, great that you can be happy and not dwell on stuff, but you got to reflect for a couple of hours." Yeah, but it's really good. Our boys are really good. Tuesday they're rocking and they're positive. Okay. They're upbeat all the time. It's the big credit that we do give them is that they can move on. Okay. Tuesday then it's just it's right. Next week what are we doing? And we're similar as a coaching staff. We and after the weekend, we sort of go into our room and sort of discuss the game for maybe 10, 15 minutes, and then just go right. We can't control what's happened. It's done. Let's start concentrating next week. Yeah.
You do Tuesday reviews of the game? Video?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, a little bit of video, not much. This from the mid-season to now, we're focusing on one-on-one. So myself and Wes Burns, that's our Tuesday nights. We sort of grab 5 guys each Tuesday, sit down with them, go through some footage where they can improve, where they've been really good. So I think we're probably about 15 players deep at the moment. We sort of review for about 15 minutes, and then Tuesday night's our big night. We generally train the boys for a good hour and a half to sometimes 2 hours Tuesday nights, and then just with ground availability, like we got the women's team on Thursday, so we 19 reserves and the seniors and the women's. We start earlier Thursday, and it's more than based around Thursdays how we're trying to place that day.
Yeah, right. The next game and the final game of round 11 at Pride Round. There we go, Gammers. It was Tyab taking on Karingal. And, oh, my God, I was nearly victorious tipping Karingal, but not quite, Gammers. Not quite.
I thought they might have been singing the Karingal.
Tyab by 3 points, 11-16-82, beating Karingal 12-7-79. And you're pointing at your screen, Spook.
Samuel Fox played that game. Wow, that's his game out of semi-retirement. Got best on ground.
So he did. Jesus, look at that.
The boy. What a great man.
He played against us too.
Did he?
Oh, did he?
Wow.
There you go.
One of the all-time greats of the Mornington Peninsula and Frankston Junior League. Beautiful man, great player, and good to see him back playing. Good on you, Foxy.
Well, he was. He was named in the best Sam Fox for Tyab Football Netball Club, Andrew Brown, Lockie Cox, Cooper de Huss, and Christopher Harris. And for Karingal, it was Taylor and Valentine, Lockie Cowell, Louis Barber, Zachary Holton, and Jackson Burke. That rounds out.
There's a bit of coverage on that game. A lot of coverage.
The last.
Well, I read with interest
after you watch
launch them.
After you watch the last 5 minutes of the Hastings Devonport match, watch the last 5 minutes of the Tyab Karingal match.
But have a look at the quarter by quarter. Karingal are that far in front.
Yeah, they were home
and apparently Tyab had 3 injuries in the first quarter, down to 1 on the bench.
Yeah, they had no. What I saw, they had no bench after quarter time.
There you go.
It's a great effort, Karingal.
They're huge.
Yeah.
How did Jimmy go? Did he get a fucking kick?
Jimmy's actually
out.
injured.
Oh, that's probably why they're going all right. That's why they won.
Cop that, Jimmy.
So Jimmy didn't play. Matty Clark, 23, who's their other key forward, did something early.
Right.
And they lost a mid and someone else.
So no forwards.
Did
Foxy kick any?
He
kicked forward.
He kicked forward.
He gone forward.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
As you would.
Crazy. Unreal. Takeaways, please, boys, for around 11 Pride Round.
Tyab picking himself off the canvas.
Yeah.
At half time, they were probably thinking, Jesus, here we go. We're going to get brothers. This isn't going to be good.
100%.
This isn't going to be good. And to get up, fantastic.
Great effort.
Sus.
I said last week that Rosebud were gettable. I'm now saying that Frankston are gettable.
Okay, I don't mind that. Gammers?
Other than
mine.
Which was a great performance, by the way. But Luke
thanks. Hastings.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Watch the last 5
Well, I've got him this week, so yeah.
Is that a
we'll be watching.
Thing?
That's a Russell thing. We'll leave that for Russell.
Kane, what did you take away from round 11?
Hastings as well. I don't think anyone would have had that result happening.
No.
Spook?
No.
I reckon the effort of Sammy, not because Gammers is here, but that if they can hold near enough that form, I think they rattle home and probably win enough games to get in there. And that's a concern for the rest of the comp because we know Gammers knows it. Finals time he brings his best. So
absolutely.
Sammy to get on a roll here and rattle home and get 5th.
There's only more and more to come back There's no doubt about that either. Well, that is, let's jump straight into, if everyone's happy, we'll jump straight into the upcoming round 12. It's going to be played out on Saturday, the 5th of July for the Halftime Heroes selection table match of the round. We've chosen Chelsea and Pearcedale, so we'll leave that until last. The first game is going to be Bomb Beach at Bomb Beach Reserve taking on Kane's boys, the Rye Demons. Well, I mean, you said it just before, Kane. It's a gettable game now.
Yeah, most
There's no
definitely.
question.
Yeah, we started doing some work on them. I think
Yeah,
that
how much
probably,
work goes into them now?
yes, pretty much Sunday morning,
Righto.
straight up, and just a look at last week's team. And you know, I heard you Spook the other week whinge about Premier data. Like, I still haven't seen anything come out today.
Yeah,
so
that's a fucking joke.
yeah. So it's hard.
It is.
To do stuff,
I know.
especially we all work full time,
Yes.
and then you're into training tomorrow night. You're just
Yeah.
like, Jesus.
You got like 10 minutes to get it ready. It's like,
Yeah.
no, not great.
So, yeah, look, I think I noticed they probably had they got a few out. Bomb Beach, they've got some good players. I know Sonny Peckett's out. He destroyed us last time. He's a great little player. You know, having Hewlett out. We had Sonny Campbell Farrell went down last week, broke his collarbone, so it's going to be a really big loss for him. You know, Frankston signed him, I think, round 2 or round 3 this year after he did a pre-season. He's been in some stellar form. Again, you know, 19 years of age, so he'll be a big loss for us. But we're quietly confident with the boys that we've got. We'll have a couple of changes this week, but you know, we're hopefully going up there and we're expecting to come away with a win.
How many young boys will come in this week? Just a rough 6, 7?
I think we'll probably only make 2 changes this week.
Righto, okay.
I reckon we try them with the 19s too. We probably might swap a 19 for a 19.
Okay.
There's still 2 or 3 that we want to blood by the end of the year.
Good work.
And these are the games to do it too, I reckon.
Yeah,
For
sure.
Throw them in there, and
For sure.
we know what they're like when they're 18. They're wiry.
Yeah.
You know, they're they don't want to get tackled, so
Yeah.
they're that
Yeah,
little
run all day.
10-20%. You know, quicker around the pack.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be a really good game. Looking forward to it.
Fantastic.
Yep.
The next game, tips, please, boys.
Probably Bonnie. I mean, it's just at Bomb Beach. Had it been at Rye?
Geez, they had some out last week. If they get anywhere near back their best side, I think they'll be tough to beat Bonnie. Like, they're missing, just at a whim, they're missing 5 of their best players last week. So if they get any of those, let's say they get 3 of those back, yeah, I think they would probably, when you're talking about Sonny being out, yeah, I think Bomb Beach.
I think I'll go with Rye just for the sake of the show. But I'll tell you, there's a player from Bomb Beach. Jack Sullivan goes under the radar. He's a good little player, Jack, and he he doesn't get the raps that a couple of the Bomb Beach, but he's a sneaky little player, can hit the scoreboard. So take care of young Jack. But I think Rye win that. You're in some form. Let's go, boys.
Upset of the round. I agree. Right. Got it, these. Sus.
Right.
Love it.
Good.
The next game is Crib Point taking on Seaford at Crib Point Recreation Reserve. Cribby for me.
Yeah, Cribby.
Cribby.
Gammers.
Crib Point. What are you laughing at? I don't even know if I'm allowed to say
I don't think you're allowed to say
You
it.
barely get it out.
You're not allowed to drive
actually
past
heard
it.
you say it.
It doesn't hurt me. I just don't know if I'm allowed.
No, I don't think you are.
We nearly had to have a translator.
Don't even look at it. Don't say it. Don't look at it. Don't go near it, past it, drive through it.
Do you think if Gammers goes past Crib Point or I go past Devon?
Oh, what's the bigger reaction?
Yeah, let's go together, Gammers. Let's do a full circle. We'll round them up.
You get in the Navy base through Bitten, don't you?
No.
Oh, you have to go through the West Gate. Yeah.
No, he's got to go to Phillip Island and catch the ferry over.
What a biz, I've got one of those domes.
I go through.
That's awesome. We got one
I
of
go
those
through
domes
summers,
between.
mate.
Go through Summers. Yeah. Summers Yacht Club, apparently.
Yeah.
Cracker.
Crib Point.
Crib Point for everyone. Next game is Kringle taking on Devon Meadows.
That's a thumping.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. It's,
Devon will dick.
Yeah, they will.
Jolie will probably kick 10.
Yeah, probably.
Sus.
Probably.
Devon, but I suspect Kringle may win the first or the second quarters.
No, little improvements, Sus. Incremental improvements.
That's
Don't
all I
mind it.
like.
This talks
Don't mind it.
That is smack.
What's
That
the
is absolute
what's
smack.
the narrative
Mine,
on Devon?
quick.
Does anyone know? Like,
young, super young. They've turned it. They
Yeah.
haven't spent the money this year that they've clearly been.
but they got a big ruck, and then he's
Big
gone
Arnold
missing.
Kirby.
Yeah,
He
he
got
didn't.
missing.
I'd heard him on the weekend, not
leg.
having
I'm
him.
not sure.
They just seem to be so up and down. They're very hard. They're a little bit like Langy. win the one, win some, and then lose the ones you don't
Yeah,
expect.
hard to read.
I mean, Kringle aren't beating them, but they just seem to be gettable at the minute. Don't they?
Kringle get within 40 points, be a good result.
Yeah.
I think so too. Somerville taking on Hastings. This is going to be huge and almost
an
the
informed
halftime heroes selection table match of the round.
That's 2 bus stops before Crib Point.
So I'm safe. I'm safe.
Safe.
Well, I said Sammy. I should be safe at Sammy, shouldn't I?
Summy for me.
Summy comfortable.
I agree.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, too strong. Too much to play for now, Gammers.
He'll get his wings back, trying to defend behind the ball, just like YC used to. Take care.
Kane?
Don't let that happen, Scammers. You'll be right.
Well, they're an
I
effort.
think it'll be closer
They're
than
an
what
effort
people
team.
expect,
Yeah.
I reckon.
Yep.
But I think Sammy will get over the line.
Yep.
Yep.
Good man. And the next game is, she's going to be a right off this one. It's Tyab.
This is interesting. This could be interesting because there's a bit of Frankston Bombers field down there at Tyab.
Oh,
You
yes,
got
yes.
Rowdy,
Foxy
comes out again.
Foxy, and they'll probably lose by 150. So the Bombers will absolutely munch
Yeah,
Tyab down there.
absolutely annihilate them.
So how do they approach this game, Frank?
I see that.
They're resting
I
a
read
couple.
somewhere that Tyab are launching into the season now.
Yes, so the Herald Sun are reporting that the
Launch.
Tyab are launching into the
very-
Tyab.
Oh, just now, starting now.
Tyab are
Yep.
launching.
Well,
Just
just
a bit
right
late to
now.
launch,
Right now.
Like
today.
starting this Saturday.
No, today.
Oh, today.
Was today in the paper?
And is it going to stop on Friday before the Frankston game?
No.
Or
No, but I'm waiting for Commish's theory that Frankston Bombers will be resting some.
They are.
Well, they
They will be.
No,
No, I know, they'll be
Absolutely
resting.
they
Always
will
have
be.
resting a couple.
No.
They'll have to.
They'll be resting a couple.
God.
They'll be pretty sore.
Yeah, they'll rest.
Will they?
Oh,
You banged
The
them all day?
interesting one, just quickly on the Bombers, the interesting one with Flex, I know he hasn't hardly played and he's a massive in, but it would have to be a concern that he's hardly played until now. It's a hammy.
Yes.
You know, he's looking a treat Flex. He's as sexy as ever and big and strong, but like that's a worry for their best midfielder, best big body to be out for most of the year with a hammy.
Agree.
They'd want him back with a few games under his belt before
100%,
finals.
Find some form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were missing a couple against us as well. So I think Jared injured himself during the game, so he'd be doubtful at best.
Yeah.
I think Michael
Matty
Chen
Chen.
was a laid out.
Yeah, okay.
And they played an under 19 player. They played a twos player that played at half a game
Jeez.
against us.
Yeah, right.
So both teams,
Missing a
I'm
few.
saying we're missing 7 or 8. They were missing a few as well.
That could be the record down there. If they get going, Bombers, they could absolutely
Bombers.
kill the side.
Bombers. Oh, yeah, absolutely
Yeah.
Bombers. The next game is the halftime heroes selection table match of the round. Commish. It's going to be Chelsea taking on Pearsdale at Chelsea Recreation Reserve. Touted to be a good game. There is no. What are you giggling at?
No.
Dave and his coaching techniques. And
Yeah.
Well, how's that going to go against Pearsdale?
I think he'll do really well.
Yeah, same.
Yep.
Chelsea for me.
Well, you love Chelsea. Love them.
Oh, I did say to Dave they're not a humble team, so I wouldn't say I love them. But
They don't have any more
I
love,
do
do
think
they?
they are. They're well coached, and yeah, I think they'll finish the year strong. They'll take this one, I reckon.
Gammers?
Where's the game won and lost, do you think?
Well, it's going to be lost. Won and lost through the mids.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a battle of probably
Good guess, Commission.
No.
2 of the top 4 midfields, I'd say, going here.
If Cruz West gets off the chain, Pearsdale wins.
Yeah, I'm not sure Chelsea's got anyone for Cruz.
Who has?
He wasn't He wasn't cited last week.
He's a gun.
Yeah, I did. Who did they play
Sixth
last
best.
week? Seaford.
Yeah,
Talking shit, Sussy was sixth best.
He can kick goals, I know.
no goals.
He still played well there kicking up.
Oh, this is
the
a tough
That's
one,
a
isn't it?
beauty. Pearsdale win this for mine and they lock in second.
Yeah, I agree, Neil. I'm with Neil. I think Pearsdale, I know Gammers is off them a little, but with that front half,
Oh,
they've
my-
only got to break even in the middle and they win.
I'm on you, Bushy. I reckon you're doing a great job, mate. I agree. Pearsdale get it break even. They win.
Yep. Very strong.
And it's a clash.
Love it.
Is it a clash jumper?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. Who?
So what do they-
So Pearsdale wear.
they wear the big M jumper.
They're going to
the
wear.
big
They borrow
not
the
the
pride.
pride,
Why
not
don't they borrow
They're
the
going to wear
pride jumpers?
Red Hills Pride jumpers because they're the only.
Gay!
they're the only club.
No, the league's got a set.
Oh, have they?
Yeah,
Okay, right.
The tractor jumper.
Oh,
The yeah.
I think it's a green unit.
Oh, is it?
I think it's green and yellow. I think
For the away team for
yeah,
Pierstar.
I think so.
Yeah.
Cracking game of footy.
I'm tipping Chelsea in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to tip Chelsea.
It's a line ball.
Yeah, it is. It is. All bets off. We're done. That is a wrap for the Division 2 football show. Thanks to Hen's Teeth Tattoo Co. You know what's coming next. No doubt, old Psycho Pants next to me, he's got something lined up or someone or something or God knows bloody what. I'm almost scared. And Nipples, Susovich.
Oh, I've had some phone calls during the week.
Oh, he's had some phone calls. You guessed it. We got two. We got Spook, Soapbox and the Pallets. And actually, we've got a little... a little sneaky something might be coming up in the next couple of weeks. Maybe Gammas, a forklift company is going to jump on board.
Really?
Maybe
plastic
Sus's
chairs.
Pallets.
I reckon
That white spot's getting bigger.
there's a blue stool about to make
I should take a photo of that stool before it
It's not blue anymore.
Completely disappears.
before it disintegrates in your
Can
own
anyone
face.
text
It's
me?
white.
Can anyone text me fair work?
This is bullying 101, by the way, folks, and we don't. Good job, we're great mates.
That's a Chelsea coloured stool you've got there.
We're going to be back with Spook, Soapbox and Sus's Pallets. And then we're going to wrap this clusterfuck up. It's been an absolute blast so far. You're all listening and watching the Halftime Heroes.
Nestled on the beautiful Mornington Peninsula, Sharmac Lodge offers a peaceful 6-bedroom retreat in Rye for short-term stays for adults of all ages living with disability or illness. Overnight or day stays are available 7 days a week with tailored care provided around the clock. Guests can also participate in daily activities on the peninsula, making it a perfect getaway. Rest easy knowing your loved one's care is personalised to their needs. Finally, a short-term respite solution that brings peace of mind and can be funded under your home care package or NDIS funding. Book a tour today with the welcoming team at Sharmac Lodge. Visit aftercare.com.au or search Sharmac Lodge today. Let their family help your family.
Welcome back to the Halftime Heroes. It is now time. Who wants to go first? Let's toss a coin. No.
I reckon you go first.
All right, big balls, I'll go first.
It is now time for Spook Soapbox. Jesus.
Don't do that, Sus. That chair might snap.
That blue chair wants to go first.
Don't regret too much on the chairs.
Need protective glasses.
I reckon.
Wants to go first.
I'll go.
No, the blue
Yeah,
chair.
I better go before we explode here. So we spoke about earlier about the Interleague, and it's a bit of a drive-by to the whether it's the coaches, the league, or the players. I think the MPFNL need to get back to running Interleague as a matter of next year, and
Priority.
I think 19s as well, 19s and seniors, get it back involved. I think there's a bit of an appetite for it now. I think there's more more players want to be doing it now. How you go about it and how the risk of getting injuries, but the fact that it hasn't been happening for a long time, it's great when you get to see two leagues. I've always been fascinated with which is the best comp and who plays in the best leagues. It's great to see MPFNL play Eastern, or they play the VAFA, or they play the Ovens and Murray. Bring it back. If the players or coaches are having a sook about it, just tell them to shut the fuck up and don't worry about it and just make it happen.
When would you play it?
That's a good question. You can't do it before the year.
No.
Everyone's like, that's the latest. You just have a week off. Have like they used to. Just have give it. We've got enough buys here. Do it on Pride Round.
Have a buy, so we're all going to buy together.
So no, but they have a week off, see, and you know it's coming, and you can even you say the play, you can rest some players in the lead up to it. Don't make it an overtraining thing.
Yeah.
Like make it 2 or 3 sessions. Give them the night off so they
They know
love all
each
that.
other anyway.
Oh man, it'd be great. The players would love it, and the relationships they build, as we spoke about before.
Yeah.
These guys are close for years.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good thing. So get it back, MPFNL. And
Is that a Div 1, Div 2 combined?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Yep, makes it harder to make them Div 2. But that's Div 1, Div 2 combined. And you go up against, go and get the best of Eastern.
Absolutely.
And go and get the best of MPFNL and play them on a weekend. It'll be packed.
The recipe's there.
Yeah.
It's been done for years and years and years. And it's pretty easy to do.
It is.
Yeah.
No,
So my brother Toe Punt, for those that don't know, Toey was he was considerably influential in this whole caper, and he was a huge supporter of Interleague, he was absolutely devastated, and went around to coaches asking, and at the time when it was given the ask, it was the coaches. Well, we can't lose players.
Yeah.
players didn't want to go and potentially get injured for something that back then didn't really mean a lot to them. But I agree with you, Spook. I think
I'm a massive supporter.
Absolutely,
I reckon
100%.
I reckon it's a complex issue, especially MPFNL around cash, lining up the week off with Div 1, Div 2s. We play the grand final at the same ground, week apart. Like there needs some planning, but I would support
doable.
it.
Yep.
It is doable, but
yeah.
I just it's not as easy as going.
No, of course not.
Southern are doing it.
It's going to need a subcommittee of some sort.
Well, we'll run it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'd be.
The Commish can coach.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sleepy.
Wouldn't be a night game, would it?
You'd be asleep.
You'd be pissed.
They'd be wearing red and blue.
But
wouldn't they?
imagine if you're a young bloke. So you're a young bloke.
look.
Say you're at Frankston. Like you'd love to be playing. Like everyone would love to play under Ricky.
Yeah.
And only the blokes at Mt Eliza or Dramana get the Ricky Johnson coaches in. Like what a great experience to go and play under a superstar coach. Like that's what it's all about.
Showcases our game.
I agree. I think to get the best in the best of the best in a team of 24. That'd just be something else, wouldn't it? Absolutely
You
something
play it
else.
as a curtain raiser to a Frankston Dolphins home game on a Saturday, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Saturday night game.
that works.
Awesome.
That works.
You're on the committee straight
Thank
up.
you.
But then what happens
Assistant
when
coach?
that draws more of a
Assistant coach.
crowd than the Frankston Dolphins do?
That's okay.
Oh, they're going all right at the moment.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Are the AFL not trying to rekindle State of Origin?
At the start of next year.
So that would make it easier because it'd feed down.
Yes, it
There's a
would.
push for it from the AFL boys too. I think. From when you hear them all talk.
No,
So let's do it.
yeah. Let's do it. Let's start the push. Well done from you, Spooks. Spook Soapbox. Get into league back. Suss's pallets go. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, that's good.
Beautiful.
Quick. We haven't got much
Right,
time.
folks. Right, there was received a couple of phone calls during the week. We're trying to help clubs, aren't we? We're trying to help clubs.
Absolutely. We're all about the clubs.
And we've got some clubs out there that are struggling for numbers, and one of those is located in Tyab, and they're struggling for numbers. So the calls I'm getting are we have a junior side with the same club that has been scheduled into an upper grade division and have been decimated. So their grading has put them through, and they haven't won a match. They won the grand final last year, and they're on the verge of departing and going their separate ways. So I just beg the question: if we're trying to line clubs up for success from juniors to seniors, and we've got the AFL Southeast looking after the whole lot, why aren't we? And I'll use the term: why aren't we caretaking clubs like this to ensure that those team members go through to the seniors clubs? At this point, we're not.
At what age do they start grading?
14,
13s, is it?
Graded.
Yep. So, and this is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is across the whole divisional structure. So, Frankston, MPJ.
Okay.
It is now,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Which it's try as you go. This is the first year with the 13s. I had the 14s last year. Personally, my boys in the 13s, I think we've got 5 divisions, and I think it's working at the moment.
Yep.
They brought in a point system, which has been great. I think, too, it stems from the back of, you'll have a look the next 2 years. We haven't had many. I think last year we had 5 under-17 teams in the MPJ. The year before, I think it was down to maybe 4.
Yep.
We'd been talked down our end. We were talking to Rosebud. We were talking to Sorrento. Kids are chopping and changing. This was the problem too with Interleague. They were going into Interleague, making new friends, and then going, "Yeah, I'm going to come and play with you." So I think what they've done with it now is it's hopefully going to work.
And some points that are helping that.
Yep.
Some point systems there, but if you want to line senior clubs up for success, the pathway to a senior club is keep the kids at the club.
Yep.
And if that means they're going to get belted each week, they're not going to stay.
Yeah.
So they need, and I'll say it out and open, is that kids at under 15, under 16s, under 17 level need to be supported to go through to their seniors, especially when your senior club's struggling.
100%.
Then why on your points, Sus? I think it's an AFL Southeast thing.
I think so.
Why
I
don't you
think
get
so.
under 19s and under 17s and jam her up your ass and just go back to 16s, 18s? Because
Correct.
since
It just
back
hasn't
10
worked.
years ago, there used to be Colts 15 years ago.
Correct.
Teams had
Yeah,
2
not
under 18.
even.
Now, I know things have changed, but the under 17 thing and the under 19 thing doesn't work.
No,
Never
it
has,
doesn't.
never
Under
will.
17 and a half.
And they'll give you the numbers and, oh my God, shut up AFL Southeast, jam it up your ass, go back to 16s, 18s. You finish your junior career at 16. That gives you to the senior club at 18s. It's a better system.
There's even the talk that you may finish your juniors at 18s and go into a seniors straight away.
There's
don't do that.
there's
Just
lots
16.
and lots of talk around that space at the moment. I think it's probably worth going into a little bit more next week because it is definitely getting around.
That's my item is we've got a club that's obviously struggling because they haven't got development to get a team. I don't care. The Mt Elizas, the Morningtons have all got teams to supplement them. I understand down at Ryde they've got some dramas, with kids attracting kids down there. But if we can't put in place a junior team to succeed and play their days through to get to that jumping point where they can jump off into seniors, we're in a big lot of trouble.
Well, I can tell you the number one problem. It's parents.
Yep.
Parents are the number one problem. Kids just want to play footy.
Yep.
They just want to have a kick. I reckon on a Sunday night they don't care how much they've been flogged by, but their parents get involved. The parents start,
My kid's not developing. He's getting points.
Kids, that's all they want to do. They want to have a kick.
They just want to play, don't they?
It should go back to 10s, 12s, 14s, 16s, 18s. Like the basketball model, you have your bottom year is a development year. Yep. I worry with kids that they're coming through. I'm seeing, with the 93 kids I had it in the league, 85 of them were midfielders.
Yeah.
I can't fit, 83 midfielders into 6 positions. So I think if you go back to every second age group, the girls are still every second year. Your bottom age is you might be a really good midfielder in your top age, but then you're going to learn the craft of a halfback flanker, and that's going to help then keep the kids at the club.
And then there's the argument is you meet more friends. You do.
Yep.
Is you're not set at a level and you've got different ages, and each level you'll cop the bottom age that 1 year and then the top age the next year. You meet kids. You can be in a mentoring role 1 year for kids coming through and vice versa.
Yeah.
So a lot of
we're going to take that
a lot of things to do.
No, absolutely. No, there's because there's a much bigger argument out of this, and you alluded to it, Kane, is that I think the competition being MPFNL and AFL Southeast need to look at the 16s, 17s, 18s, 19s model, especially 17s, 18s and 19s and what's going to happen in that space.
The 17s, 19s has never worked.
It doesn't. It's never worked.
No, it's never worked. And
it's not aligned with coach league then either.
No,
Exactly. It does need to be looked at. And apparently there's been some talk around clubs and junior presidents and whatnot. But we will we'll touch on that next week because that is a very good talking point. Sus. Well, that is a wrap for the halftime heroes. So how long have we gone, do you reckon?
8.5 hours.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It feels like 8.5 hours.
That's a quick one.
She was a long one. I'd like to thank the man in the middle, Kane, of course, Eagles, the senior assistant coach of the Rye Football Netball Club. Thanks for coming in, Kane.
Thanks, boys. It was fun.
Absolutely, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure. Sus, thank you to you.
It's been great again. And again, just thanks to just giving them a little plug, Solar Heart. They're just feeling a bit left out. I'm just giving them
absolutely
sitting right beside the Commish there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. Beautiful.
Very good. What?
Well, you just when he moved his head, the fringe got in the way. So it's almost
left, guys. It's not even real, mate. It's stuck on there.
It was nearly a Thunderbirds wobble, wasn't it?
Yeah. Stuck on there.
I
hope to get the Mt Eliza.
It's a tuft.
It's a tuft. Thanks to you, Gammers, senior coach of the Somerville Football Netball Club.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks, boys.
Absolutely. Thanks to Spook for joining us again, senior coach of the Bayswater Football Netball Club, and the Commish.
Thank you, mate.
No worries.
Kane, thanks for coming in, mate.
Pleasure.
Absolutely.
Good luck for the rest of the year, boys.
Yeah. Good luck. We've got hopefully we'll have you back on. Don't you worry about that. Thanks to Frankston, Mornington, and Rosebud Toyota. Thanks to Hen's Teeth Tattoo Co. Thanks to Solar Heart down in Rosebud. We are loving everything we are doing. I'm hoping that it's coming across that we are because we sure do. That is a wrap for the Halftime Heroes. Episode whatever. I've lost track. Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. You've been listening and watching Halftime Heroes.